best in CONCAFA.
State of OH! Today. In Berkeley, California. You got it. This one's for three. AJ Hawk, USA, USA, USA.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey. What? Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink. Stop! Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people. And welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Division Round Eve, Feel Good Friday, January 16, 2026, this program begins now.
football.
Is the greatest, and we got 4 massive divisional round playoff games for the NFL. 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, and then Monday, obviously the big college game that we'll be live from, both on our Overreaction Monday program from the stadium at Hard Rock down there, and on the sideline as the big game decides who's this year's title holder. Now, divisional round tomorrow kicks off at 4:30 Eastern Time on CBS as the Buffalo Bills and the reigning MVP travel out to Sean Payton, Bo Nix, and the Denver Broncos, who have a loaded defense looking for their first win in the playoffs this season. Now, they were the number 1 overall seed in the AFC. Does it still look that way after 1 round of wild card football? We shall see. San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks, the battle for the number 1 overall seed in the NFC just a few weeks ago. An NFC West rivalry continues in divisional round in front of the 12s, who will put on a show for football that the entire world will say, wow, those are good fans.
Mm-hmm.
Then on Sunday, we wake up, have a little bit of a morning.
Yeah.
Hey, have yourself a morning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do what you got to do. Hang out with the fam, talk to the fam, do a little breakfast, maybe some brunch.
Ooh.
Hey, maybe some mimosas get this entire thing kicked off. You know, because the big college game's happening tomorrow. Today's divisional round. We're almost in the middle of a necessary 3-day holiday weekend. You should enjoy yourself, and then boom, 3 o'clock. The best defense maybe in documented history. We'll travel up to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots, who are favored by 3. And Mike Vrabel's first year as head coach up there, and Drake May's second year as an NFL quarterback. Will he win the MVP? Will he have a massive moment? Or will the demoralizing defense of the Houston Texans, who bring the boo birds with them often, ruin everything that Foxborough could potentially showcase? And then at 6:30 on Sunday, we wrap up the divisional round in Chicago. The Monsters of the Midway will host the Los Angeles Rams. And I'll tell you what, Rams favored by 3.5 on the road. It's going to be down near 0, they're saying.
That's right.
They're saying that weather's going to be crazy. And if you start looking at the stats of these cold weather games, you know, Matthew Stafford was in the NFC North for a long time on the Detroit Lions. You'd assume he'd have a lot more experience maybe in colder weather than Caleb, who comes from, Oklahoma. Then he was at USC. He's just in his second year in Chicago. There has to be more experience in the cold by Matt Stafford than Caleb Williams. That was my initial thought. Ask Hembo to look into it. No, both of them 2-2. Caleb's actually played in multiple games that are colder than any game Matthew Stafford has ever played in. And Matthew Stafford's coldest games were never in Chicago. They were at Green Bay and Philly whenever he was on the Detroit Lions. So now we got a chance to say Caleb actually maybe more prepared for the weather than Matthew Stafford, who spent more than a decade in the NFC North, which is a crazy talk. Now, will Caleb Williams be able to play all 4 quarters like he's played a lot of fourth quarters? We shall see. Will the Rams defense take advantage? And will this weather really impact anything on either side? We'll certainly chat about it the entire rest of today's show as we lead into the greatest weekend of ball that we have had in some time. The Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Comment, I thought we had a playoff fit that we were wearing before the playoffs all the time. Didn't he say that last week, Ty?
Yeah, he did.
It involved a Nike Tech, over-the-head thing,
Lock in.
glasses,
and then a water bottle.
and a water bottle. I thought that was what we were wearing going into every playoff weekend. They got a big win last week.
Yeah.
And now he's changing it up. Did we expect this, Ty?
Not exactly, but you know what? I don't really hate what he's wearing right now either.
That was going into the playoffs, gentlemen. Okay, we're here. We here. Okay. Now we are in game mode going forward. We don't have to do any of the hey, let's get our warm ups on. Let's do all that. We've been warmed up.
You got the helmet on.
Yeah. Now it's just all game. Since Sunday, I've basically had this. When I look into the mirror, you guys, I see this constantly. I might have had different outfits on all week. This has been what I've been wearing mentally since Sunday when we beat the absolute shite out of the Chargers. Now, I mean, Shed, you said it. Greatest defense possibly ever with the Houston Texans coming to town. But we'll see. We'll see. I think a lot of people in Foxborough feel good. I think that home field advantage, we're talking about the cold being the advantage in Chicago. In New England, it's the cold and the fans. It's kind of a twosome.
Oh, you don't think the Chicago fans are going to be as powerful as the Foxborough people? Because I'll tell you, Patriots fans are good at what they do. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of experience. They are a shit-talking community. Okay, the entire area, Revolution region. And they also have had a lot to brag about for a long time.
Yeah.
So they've thought of creative ways to say things over and over. So they got in their holster a multitude of things that they can bury you at. You are the professional athlete, okay? I'm getting paid to be here.
Sure.
The person that is talking right now, paying to be here.
Oh, yeah.
In theory, you're a nerd, dude.
Yeah.
You're paying to be where I'm getting paid to be. But coming out of their mouths, they'll have you believing that you're an embarrassment to even be in that stadium. I mean, the Patriots fans, talented shit talkers. And they're very loud, and they got all their customs, and they know when to scream, when not to scream. They know what to cheer. They know when a game's going good, when a game's going bad. They've literally been in prime time in the biggest games 2 decades straight as a part of it. You know, the Minutemen get a lot of the conversation, as they should. I mean, anytime you can get a musket going off in the middle of a stadium, we're certainly fans of that. And everything, you know, the keeper of the light now has become a new thing.
Oh, yeah.
The real tradition of playing in New England is that their fans are going to be assholes. Like, that is just what it is. To the opposing team. I was there with Adam Vinatieri. Adam Vinatieri, what has he done for the New England Patriots? Anything?
One of the all-time favorite Patriot for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think he's done some things.
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, in the community, I think, and also maybe on the field with his toe. You know, some of the biggest moments in the history of sport happening in the entirety. Yeah, you know, Tuck rule. Then what? Well, Vinatieri says, "Oh, is that right? You're going to give us an opportunity? Let me go ahead and do something that's so improbable that then would launch something even more improbable, which would be a 20-year dynasty in its entirety." But Adam Vinatieri, I was up there with him. You would think, you know, hey, kicker who's done so much. Also, we love this guy.
None but respect.
Him walking on the field the first time for warm-ups, it was really cool. It was really cool. Coming out of the tunnel, bunch of massholes around, you know. Mr. Vinatieri!
Vinny!
Thank you, Vinny!
We love you, Adam!
It was unbelievable. I'm like, yeah, Vinny, hell yeah. Take those flowers, brother. Okay, we go back in. Same thing. We come back out for game. You're going to shake it like you did against San Diego. You know, right to Vinny. And then as soon as the game happens, and as soon as the game's over, it happens again. So it's like a sophisticated fan base. Like they know when and how. Like Sean Payton's giving the speech to the Denver Broncos fans and other fans like, hey, we've been so conditioned that we need to be cheering once the huddle breaks for offenses, once they get to the line of scrimmage, because that's when the quarterback's doing the audibles and stuff. Fans are like, hey, that's when we yell. Sean Payton's like, the huddle is when we need to maybe be the loudest. Then whenever they get out, let's continue to be loud. Patriots fans, they know all of it. They even know whenever they're supposed to quiet down because maybe Bill needs to say something to the ref. So it's like they are in symphony, I would say, up there. Some of the best fans in all of sports, and obviously they'll be a weapon. But I think Chicago's fans, you know, it's new. I think this is all very new feeling.
Exactly.
So I think they will be crazy because they waited around to that fourth quarter last game.
Yeah, that is the one thing that if I was, and this is just me on outside looking in, the Bears, they hate the Packers so much that you kind of knew, like that. I hope it's not everything in the gas tank for that game because, all they wanted was we cannot lose to the Packers. If we beat them, you know, then not only are we going to the next round, but it's like anybody but those guys. And I don't know if there's that same, legitimate pure hatred towards the Rams.
Okay, so we know Saturday night Seattle is going to be gigantic.
Yes.
We know New England's going to be out of control. Then the question is, and we know Denver, right?
Yeah,
Denver,
Peyton's called for it.
Denver's known for it, and they're going to run that video of Sean Payton saying, hey, I'm kind of new here. You know, what are we really about? So then it is all about Chicago.
And I think it will be insane, but it's something to think about.
It
I
gets
think there's
cold.
going to be shirtless whites.
Agreed.
There's going to be a lot of shirtless whites out there because it's going to be so cold. Incredible mustaches. I assume we will see incredible mustaches. And I think they'll be losing their minds. They're going to have to because what the LA Rams offense is capable of is obviously special. Matthew Stafford is in the middle of a potential, probable MVP season right now. At the end of this one, he's going to walk up on the stage at the honors, whether he's playing in the Super Bowl or not playing in the Super Bowl, and probably thank everybody that has ever gone into working with him throughout his entire career, all the way back to high school, college, and throughout this NFL season as his first-time MVP winner. That is what the offense is currently doing for the Los Angeles Rams. But boy, if that Bears fans can get them a little bit rattled, get Puka a little bit off his mark, even though he doesn't drop anything.
No.
And he runs for everybody. And I think him being in the cold, he'll be even more excited.
Oh, yeah.
Look for him to be even more outrageous. I would assume because it's cold, you're not supposed to be this way. I lift weights. I lift weights. Tell him I lift weights. As he's walking down the sideline, he's awesome. But that Bears defense, Caleb Williams, better in the cold maybe than Matthew Stafford.
Whoa.
Pounding the rock. Ben Johnson scheming all over the place. You got Shula, Ben Johnson battling. Well, we got a couple great football games happening.
Yeah,
let's go to
unreal.
one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys, AP, Tone. Tone, as you look ahead to the divisional round here on this divisional round eve, what is the big swing maybe in the betting? What is the most likely? What is the least likely? What should we be thinking about as we look at these numbers? 70-some% on the Niners seems a bit high for a divisional round playoff game within a division. That's a lot of points, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of points in a divisional game, in the divisional round. They've played twice this year. Niners won week 1, 17-13. Then they played in the last week of the season, and the Seahawks won 13-3. They came in, the Niners came in, and that offense was humming. And the Seattle Seahawks just put it to them to get the 1 seed. So they've been 2 very low-scoring games. The highest between those two was obviously 30 points in week 1. The total being 44.5 could be something to look at there. The Niners are just 3-4 as a dog, so something to look at as well in that game. Seattle's 13-1 as a favorite on the other side, and that's not against the spread. That is just straight up.
We have another Hembo stat for that one. Kyle Shanahan is 3-1 outright and 4-0 against the spread as more than a field goal underdog in his playoff career. Obviously, his playoff career is talked about a lot. One game.
Oh, yeah, in particular.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't even a head coach then.
Don't matter.
No.
They talk about it, and until they win the entire Super Bowl, that game is going to be mentioned. What about Jimmy G? He hits that one. They already got it potentially.
Yeah.
Now, Jimmy G had a hell of a run. I'm not saying he
did.
didn't, but that Super Bowl, they think that deep shot he connects. That's probably game, set, match there for the Niners. They have a Super Bowl. They don't have to answer the question, can this team do it? Can this team do it? Can this team do it?
Where's Jimmy G?
Well,
By the way, if they win that Super Bowl.
oh, man. First ever $50 million a year quarterback.
Yeah.
Probably Jimmy Garoppolo.
Seriously.
Let alone all the other deals that be coming to his handsome. Oh, my
And San
God.
Fran?
He was already getting what? The Subway? He had the Subway.
Yeah.
Jimmy G. This is,
Known as
Nona.
known as wrestling.
Italian,
Known as
yeah.
cooking.
yeah, the Nona Italian cooking. Yeah.
It was delicious.
And if they would have won that,
Oh man.
Jimmy knows this. He's lived well. He's a great quarterback, had a great time. But if they win that Super Bowl, Kyle Shanahan's life's very different. Jimmy G's life's very different. And Brock Purdy, we never heard of him.
Yeah.
Probably.
So obviously now we got Brock Purdy going in there. With Kyle Shanahan's record against the spread in the playoffs, especially divisional, 7 does feel like a lot of points, which is why 70+% of the people are on it.
Yeah, Purdy has also been really good in the playoffs. And, we had the questionable pop up with Sam Darnold, so that's something to watch in that one as well. Other things I was looking at, New England, 11-1 as a favorite this season. That's not against the spread. That is straight up. And then similar to the Niners and Houston game, Houston is 4-3 as a dog, straight up. And then Houston as a dog is also 6-1 to the under. Obviously, they have a really good defense. And if their offense is going to struggle, they hit the under a lot. And then the last thing that I was looking at this weekend, the Rams are just 5-4 on the road this season. So to go into Chicago as a road favorite, it's not a spot that they have been good this season, so that's something to watch as well.
Okay, so the numbers say any story you want to tell.
Sure.
Okay, you can find a stat for these teams, anyone you want, because they're all good. There's only 8 of them left, Now, granted, there's also 16 coordinators that are still coaching. 7 coaching positions open. What do all of these teams look like after this year? We have no idea.
A lot of coordinators interviewing.
This is going to be the last time we see a lot of these teams look how they're going to look. I mean, you can just go back to what happened to the Philadelphia Eagles last year. Now, that was after the Super Bowl, after beating the ass of the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But boom, everybody's out the door. Team looks vastly different. So what we would like to say is let's enjoy the hell out of our last time watching 4 of these teams. And we appreciate the hell out of these 4 teams for what they've done this NFL season. It has been a remarkable year for ball.
Yeah, like if you just look at those NFC teams, like damn near every single coordinator on those teams, and Steele Haas, who isn't even a coordinator, is getting head coaching jobs. Like, but that feels like the Rams, they deal with it damn near every year. Like, it's interesting to see how those other kind of teams, especially Seattle, like if Kubiak, their OC, gets plucked, how does that work? Sam Fran with Saleh, if they get moved on, what happens to them? Burke with the Texans defense, does he affect the game as much as we think he does? Definitely. But can D'Amico kind of continue to carry that defense on? I don't think any of us have any doubt he can, but still would be a question going into the offseason no matter what. Really, the only teams, the Patriots, you're not hearing much. Denver, you're hearing a little, but still not much. And then Chicago. There hasn't been one thing out of any of the Chicago coordinators, probably a testament to Ben Johnson, but you would still think that similar to like the Chiefs and Andy Reid, hey, you still want to interview those OCs about, Chicago's OC, who I don't even know, by the way. I probably should, because Ben Johnson is essentially the OC and head coach, and that is a very interesting game now that I'm thinking about it. Like,
does anybody up here know the name of the OC for the Chicago coordinator? It's Declan Doyle.
Yeah, right.
Double D. I forgot Double D got that job.
Double D loves TDs,
Yeah,
baby.
he's on our head coach Ben Johnson right now. We know that. And he had experience with Sean Payton's coaching tree. And he's working to elevate young quarterbacks like Caleb. And despite Johnson, who calls plays, Doyle's managing the offensive structures and details. He's drawing up the plays.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's drawing up the plays, which might be the head coach batter's box.
Yes.
Or on deck.
On
circle.
deck circle, yeah.
That might be a head coach on deck circle going forward, like the Los Angeles Rams play designer, play drawer.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, Monday, big college game. Mm-hmm. We're going to be live from down there at Hard Rock, Miami, Indiana. They got the right two teams.
I think so.
They got the right two teams. These two coaches obviously live and breathe their teams, their programs, college football as a whole. You have to in college. It's year-round recruiting. It's year-round coaching. It's year-round schedule control for 115 of the players, trying to get the greatest team on the field as possible. And these two have certainly proven that they are worthy of battling out in the big college game for the big college title. Now, Cristobal, beast. Signetti, dog. Their teams littered with all of them. We had a chance to catch up with one of the coaches who's going to be coaching in the big college game earlier today. And I'll tell you what, I jumped off his high dive.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
We're on a sideline.
Yep.
I threatened to tackle him. Mm-hmm. And now just a couple days away from the big college game, a few days removed from him throwing a left jab at me, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Slip.
Yeah.
Good slip. Almost got you in the throat.
Could have parried it if you wanted.
Yeah, definitely could have. And I thought about bang to the
liver shot.
This thing right here.
Yep.
Slip. Yeah.
And he almost had the.
Yeah, and he would have belly to belly suplexed me there. Yeah, he had me too. I gave up good lip. Yeah, I stepped back though. I feel like I timed it right.
Yeah.
We're
Good.
shadow boxing,
Feeling him out.
but he got me. I went in and he immediately knew he was going for under leverage. He actually lifted my hand up and did that. That's what these jiu-jitsu things do.
That's right. That's exactly
what
right.
these jiu-jitsu. These are machines. Okay, they are fingering your rib cage, so you just go like that a little bit, and as soon as you do that, bang, chicken wing, broken shoulder. Like that is what they are masters of the body. They can control what you do, and he did in that moment. I thought we were coming in for casual thing. After we did the entire thing, nope. Leverage, lifts it up, bang, and I'm under your arm, and you're dead. He knew. That was a toss over the head like
Kind of a cheap shot, to be honest.
Well, it was right in front of my face, though, so it kind of happened.
But you thought you guys were done. The bell had rung, and he came in and just gave you a little one of the stuff.
He didn't hear no bell.
But there is no bell. Yeah, and I should have known that.
I heard the bell.
Well, the bell rang whenever they just got done kicking somebody's ass.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that is certainly what their team likes to do. We caught up with that coach earlier today. What a beast, what a monster. Congrats to him, and thank you for his time. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, who will be playing in a national championship, a big college game on Monday night in their home stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, he's big, he's strong, he's a former player, a former Natty winner, an absolute dog. Ladies and gentlemen, Mario Cristobal.
Yeah, coach!
How are you, coach?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Great, man. How are you? You're playing in a big college game on Monday. Excited? You did it. You won. You did it. Hey. Yeah. That's what we're looking for.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on the show. We're just getting ready for practice, man. You know, got another big one. Really good meetings, great prep so far, so just keep doing it.
Okay, whenever you look at the Indiana team, I've kind of felt this way, as have the boys. Pretty like-minded individuals leading the team. Do you kind of see that in the similarities or the traits of what you've seen on film of the Indiana team and how you want your team to be viewed as well?
They're fast, they're physical, they're really, really talented. High football IQs. You know, they the level of communication is really, really high. You don't see many, if any, busts, especially down the stretch here in the last few games. They work well together. They swarm the football. They chase and finish. You know, they secure the football really, really well, and they force a lot of turnovers on just an elite level football operation.
The way everybody's talking about it is how you're talking about with this Indiana team. Obviously, they've been through the most dominant run in college football playoff history. For your team, we've got a chance to watch just dogs, dude. Feels like whatever the game calls for, they show up with. At Texas A&M, 25, 30-mile-an-hour winds. I mean, it won't get talked about, but that changes game completely for both sides. Kicking game, obviously, deeply affected for you guys. There wasn't many points in that game. You guys kind of adapt, do what you have to do. Ohio State, same thing. Then against Ole Miss, it was like, hey, we got to be able to spar and keep up with this team. Is that something you're proud of whenever you think about your team? We can win in a variety of different ways, or is that just kind of the DNA of your squad? They'll get the job done. Like, what have you learned about your team over this college football playoff run?
We just go. You know, it's whatever it takes mentality. Every team is different, right? Every fight has its own like unique strategy and aspects that are unique to that particular contest. And I think our guys understand that. Their level of commitment to doing it to a certain way and a certain standard has increased, and it's gotten even better down the stretch here. So just a really strong appetite for getting better, for just getting pushed. The drive, determination is legit. These are like self-starting dudes that love football, and they absolutely love competing and smacking each other around out there in practice and preparing.
Answering the bell, I think, is the big thing, is how I would describe your team. Because, maybe Miami teams of the past or, flashy teams of the past, if they were to get into an actual fight, they'd roll over. Like, I think that is what I think you consider yourself, and you don't say it. And obviously, I don't think people that have an alpha or a toughness trait don't come out and tell you about it. So anybody that's telling you about it is certainly something. But I think a lot of tough people would think that, these show front runner type teams, if they get into a real fight, they'll fold. Your team starts getting into real jousts, answer, and then over the top. And it feels like on the offensive side, obviously Carson Beck is making all the right decisions. They're able to protect him running in here and screaming for the final 6 yards. What a moment for him. But it does feel like you have guys that are ready to answer the bell at all times. Running back position, dogs everywhere. Wide receiver, dogs everywhere. Offensive line, dogs everywhere. Defense across the board, dogs everywhere. How do you find these guys? Like, what are you looking for whenever you're trying to find the next Miami Hurricane? Because it feels like across the board you got dogs. And everybody's looking for that, I thought. But you seemingly have found them.
We've been very fortunate to have a collection of guys they're men of action. You know what I mean? They know talk is worthless in this profession. They know the only value and the only thing that matters are the dudes within the walls of our building. That's it. And they also understand that like this is an awesome place if you love working, if you love football, if you understand the value of a great education, because we hammer all that stuff and we hammer it hard and we go, and the reward on the other side is that you get better. You get better individually, you get better collectively, and then you grow a legitimate and genuine respect for each other that galvanizes a unit, an organization, and makes you play harder for each other. So we just believe in that. We just kind of shut out all the outside stuff, man. It's us. It's always been us. It's always going to be us. So we like that.
Yeah, I like the way you guys view the games and your defense, the way they thump people. Which reffing crew you're going to get certainly matters, I think, for the way in the style of play. And you guys have been able to dial it back if you have to. But whenever these refs are letting the teams play, which we like, I think everybody likes that, your team is like a 1995, 1999 football team. I mean, it is just everybody's looking for some, and it's like every tackle was ending with punishment. It's been an honor to watch your team play. Last question for me before the boys have a few, Coach. We saw Mark Fletcher, this guy, monster, do his thing. Then fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, you bring in Marty Brown. This guy, who is that guy? We haven't seen him all catch in the fourth quarter, run in the fourth quarter. He's seemingly like a closer for you guys with Fletcher. Can you tell me about kind of the stable you have in the backfield and how you kind of decide who goes when? Because it feels like those are two NFL guys that are certainly making plays for you in big moments, both of them.
We feel we're pretty fortunate there. We're 4 and 5 deep, and judging by the freshman that's on campus now practicing with us, we're going to get continually better at that position. The best part about that group is like they get it, that it's a long season, and that you have to share responsibilities and carries, and that your responsibility in blocking for the quarterback or blocking in some of the run game is just as important as carrying the ball, and nothing's more important than the ball. That's the program. So. But they're a ton of pride, really, really physical, really as good of a leader as you can imagine. A guy like Mark Fletcher, and truly the heart of our football team. And like yesterday, you have a bunch of new guys on campus, right, with 30 new freshmen. They're riled up, ready to go. They haven't been in pads, and scout team comes out and they try to get a piece of him, and all of a sudden, I think it's. You know how it gets.
Hey, welcome to college ball. Yeah, welcome to the.
Yeah, and you know what? It was welcomed by the whole team, and I thought that was a really good indication. That's what it's supposed to feel like. That's what we've been striving for. When the competition stuff is never viewed as like, hey man, chill, slow it down. No, bullshit. Like, we have to get better. We're playing against a really physical team. You have to practice in a physical manner. And I think we're taking there's a lot of growth in those particular areas in our program.
Yeah, brother-in-law and each other ain't getting anybody better. Yeah, that ain't helping anybody. And there are some places that have that shit happening. And that is obviously because you've been around, obviously you played. There's always a guy, not always, in bad teams, there's always a guy looking for a brother-in-law situation. And then that's 2 people now. And then all of a sudden, that's 3 people. Then you got 4 people. Then all of a sudden, that kind of spreads throughout the entire team. Love hearing that about your squad. That's because of your culture. That's because of your leadership. Now, let's also talk about the maturity of your particular squad. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Coach, you and IU, 2 of the older teams in the NCAA this year. Michigan was an older team. Ohio State brought back a lot of guys. They were an older team. Do you think that's a coincidence? Or when you're bringing in guys like Keontae Scott, he's older. Mo Torre is older. Mesidor was proven and older when he came in. Your entire offensive line, Carson Beck, those were all older guys. So do you think that's a coincidence? Are you doing that on purpose? And then when you get Malachi Toney, this superstar freshman, young kid, like how does he mix in? How do the freshmen, how do the younger guys mix into this older regime kind of that you have?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, I think we have a very unique combination. Like, I think we have the right blend of older guys, experienced guys, guys that have been around for a couple of years, and then some young elite talent. And they all mesh really, really well together. We do believe that the core of your team, the nose tackle, D tackle, the center, the quarterback, the linebacker, the safety, and the running back, that just the middle, the gut of your team has to be like experienced, hard-nosed, tough-ass experienced guys, because that's always going to be the easiest way to get gutted if you're not, right? You have to have real deal dudes right in the middle of your football team. But if you look at our team, I mean, it's spread pretty evenly. The young talent that has come in, that has earned time, they're on the field. It's not just Malachi, it's Bryce Fitzgerald. This is now 4 years in a row we've had 1 or 2 freshman All-American on our football team. And then you have some guys like Carson that's been around for a long time, guys like Mo Toure, who's been around forever, Keontae Scott. They've seen a lot of ball. Those are old eyes. They kind of have that sixth sense that allows them to play at a level and make plays that maybe a particular call didn't call for. So I think it's the right blend, and they do a great job mentoring and pushing and holding the young guys to a standard.
That Keontae Scott pick 6 jump against Ohio State is obviously going to be one of the lasting images of this particular big college football playoff that we have going on right now. Your team has a lot of those. Carson Beck, I mentioned it. Whenever he ran in that touchdown from the 6, he's yelling, the whole time. And you can almost see like a 4,000-pound gorilla maybe off of his back in that exact moment because of everything he's kind of been through. And I said on game day, and Tone Diggs and I kind of talked about it heading into college game day, they're talking about storylines that potentially can come out of this particular playoff run for these teams. It's like the rise, fall, and rise again of Carson Beck could potentially be the case. Tell me about Carson Beck, your quarterback, what you've seen from him, and kind of the whole year that was with him as your quarterback. Because whenever he goes to your place, and obviously it's outside the building, there's a lot of drama immediately about Carson Beck. I think he gets his car robbed. I think, a lot of other things happen. People start burying him. You guys lose a couple. You aren't perfect. It's like, this guy stinks. And then all he does is seemingly just keep showing up like the rest of your squad. Can you tell me about your quarterback a little bit and the decision to bring him and now where you're at?
Well, if you watch film on him in 23, it's off the charts. He's ripping it all over the place and leading that team to high-level victories and a great season. And in 24, it just seemed that offensively, they were – and a great team. Obviously, they've been outstanding for a while. But you could tell they were off offensively. There were some guys down on the offensive line. Protection wasn't holding up as it was before. And then the receivers, there wasn't a connection there. And then he gets blasted and gets hurt. We had enough people that knew of him. The background check was awesome, and he's like an elite human being and elite competitor, and he's got elite traits, and he's got a lot of experience. And we felt that if we could surround him with the right offensive line, the right pieces outside, and a strong running game, that he could get back to elite form. So the guy's awesome. The guy could give a rat's about all the outside noise and people talking, and I think that's kind of, it rubs off on his teammates. They're cut of the same cloth, right? The same type of DNA. So this guy's been nothing but awesome for the University of Miami. And I'm really happy for him that he's continuing to push on and have an opportunity to go get another 1-0 because, again, that's all he cares about. He doesn't care about personal accolades and awards and all that stuff. He just wants to win. So fired up for the guy.
Yeah, your wide receiver crew is awesome. Marion Daniels, Malachi, and then obviously you add in Fletcher and Brown and offensive line that has 6'9"? Is that what Bell is? If I recall, 6'9" on the.
Yep, 6'9", 6'9".
And then I think you got what, 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", and then like 6'7" on the other side.
Maui knows them.
We're pretty large up front. We end up getting some big dudes, but you know what? They're athletic, jumbo athletes, man. These guys could run. Their metrics are really high level. Some are off the charts. You know, the bone density of Mainoa is like that of like a brontosaurus. You know what I mean? He's just a monster.
He's awesome.
And you know what? And they approach every day like they're nobodies. And they like getting pushed. You've seen Coach Mirabal, our offensive line coach, man. He gets after their butts like it's day one freshman just trying to earn a spot on the scout team. You know, that's why they're great. They're all about it. And you know what they do? They do a great job helping us find the right guys to come in after them in recruiting. They're really good with that.
I love to hear that. Passing down the baton of a great offensive line is, once again, great culture from an offensive lineman. I would expect nothing else. They're always with the ball carrier, too, whoever it is. We've noticed, and obviously you see that on film. Anytime you're big guys, like when Quentin Nelson got drafted to the Colts, Quentin Nelson was picking up the wide receiver who had the ball. This guy's 20 yards down the field. First person to him was Quentin Nelson chasing the ball. It was like, holy hell, this sets a standard. Every time you guys score or anytime you guys have a play, these massive jumbo humans are in the end zone with their teammate. Like, it feels like you have a very tight group, and it feels like that offensive line does lead the way. Now, you have a very busy schedule coming up before the big college game, so we appreciate you taking time. On that note, a little different than Indiana's week, it feels like. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Coach, in terms of preparation, are you treating this week as a traditional home game, or do you have to kind of tweak things a little bit because it obviously isn't a traditional home game? I mean, I understand having the blinders on, but I'm sure you have all the players are dealing with family, friends, asking for tickets. Obviously, there's just a bunch of pomp and circumstance and bullshit surrounding the team being down there playing at home. So what is the preparation like going into Monday's game?
It is no different than any road trip and has road trip mentality. And I'll tell you, you just mentioned a lot of the reasons why, but, you know, the parents, you know, we engage them with messaging early that we're shutting down all the outside stuff and as it relates to tickets and everything else, because we have great families, but, you know, like anything else, right? Everyone wants to be there and be involved, and they've been awesome. And understanding, knowing that we're going away, we're going on lockdown. We do what we do. It's a road trip mentality. We get to use our home facilities, right? Our practice for sites and whatnot, and we get to play in our home stadium. But we're actually on the other side and in our away uniforms, you know. And those are dynamics that, you know, the way that, I don't know, the DNA of our team and the way we practice and prep, that kind of stuff really doesn't factor in. You just kind of lay out the dynamics for everybody. Today, we take them and lock them down after practice in our hotel. So we have our 3 days to ourselves, handle media, handle practice, just stay in preparation, man. Everything want to know mentality, and you know, really just dive into what we're playing against, which is an awesome football team.
Is this what you've done every single game of the college football playoff? Same exact setup here?
Yeah. The exact same setup. It hasn't changed at all. And you know, it works for our guys. You know, it's kind of neat for our guys. They're experiencing the equivalent of the old school NFL season, right? 16 games. And they've been great. And you know what? We've done a great job taking care of the bodies and at the same time just letting it rip in practice, man, and cutting it loose and being physical and never losing that part of our team. You know, never compromising the physicality and the work that comes with, you know, being able to play at your best on game day.
Being able to balance having an edge and keeping people healthy is a fascinating dynamic. Your team obviously been able to figure it out. Last question here about the U as a whole. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Coach, there's been stuff about, you know, your president and CEO, Joe Echevarria, and it feels as though he was a massive part of you coming to Miami. There's a couple press conferences where you actually talk about it. What does he mean to just the program and the school, and how big of a role is he going to play, you know, in the football team going forward and just the continued success of the University of Miami?
Yeah, he's the massive reason of why it was, number one, I had the privilege of being offered the opportunity, but then eventually choosing to return, you know, because that was a difficult decision in terms of just life, family dynamics. You know, I've been a selfish son of a bitch my whole life, so it is what it is. But it's always been Miami. It always has been, but it had to be right, and not in terms of me and my contract. And you know, I'm not into all the money stuff is, it's just not like football, and being a Miami Hurricanes always been everything to me. And the bottom line is I feel like anyone that played here, we were young knuckleheads, man. We were. And Coach Jimmy Johnson, Erickson, all these guys, they shaped us. They changed our lives forever. So I owe Miami. And I think all of us that went through here, we owe Miami, and it had to be done right. But we had to have a man right at the head of the whole thing that was going to be able to provide us with all the resources to make it Miami like come into modern day football, because Miami had lagged behind. Miami had completely abandoned ship. And let's call it what it is, man. I couldn't go to the grave without Miami being Miami again. That's the bottom line. And that's why I came. But Joe Echevarria, his leadership, his engagement, his involvement, his passion for it, like the whole objective is to take Miami. We're progressing. We're getting better. We still have a long ways to go. But, brother, that guy is a hungry dude, and he gets after it. And I couldn't ask for a better situation, man. So it's in lockstep throughout this whole thing.
Good for you. Proud of you, man. I couldn't go to my grave without seeing Miami back. Columbus High School, obviously getting a lot of chatter. Your high school photo, strapping lad. Strapping lad. Tell me about the mauler that was Fernando Mendoza Sr. as a high school teammate.
Yeah, that's a great team right there. Great offensive line. Fernando Mendoza Sr. was a great player. You see Alex Mirabal there, number 65. He was a great player, man. A lot of some of those other guys were some crazy rounders, but they were really good players as well. But we won the district. We won the sectionals. We actually played against the number one team in the state and beat them. You'd be proud. Swirling win. We punt. They muff it. We recover it. Kick a field goal, 3-0. Carlos Huerta drives it through the uprights. And then we got beat after that against Carroll City. But unbelievable memories, man. It really, really was.
All right, well, hopefully you get to reminisce a little bit after the game with former high school teammate and obviously his boy who's going to be on the other side. He's representing Miami well, too, up here in Indiana, we'll have you know. He's been great for our community, great for our society, and obviously great for football. So, muchos gracias to Columbus High School.
Your Spanish is still suffering terribly.
You're going to give me a de nada right there? Isn't that what the thing?
Yeah.
Isn't that the answer there? Yeah. And that's what, hola, aquí estamos, mi amigo. Muchas gracias por Columbus High School.
You got no shot, brother. But we'll work with you. We'll get you ready. And I do want to say this. I appreciate you guys having me on. I know, again, very much appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Go Canes.
Thank you.
We love you, Coach. We've been following your team this entire playoff run. It's been an honor, dude. You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Cristobal. Hey, Coach Cristobal. He is the man. He is the man. I thought I was going to do a little Spanish conversation there. I like to showcase the depth every once in a while. If we ever have a French speaker on, I will certainly do the bonjour, ça va bien, et tout, the whole thing, just so we can show that we have range. On that note, speaking of range, that guy's a beast. Yeah. I mean, just you name it. We appreciate how transparent he's always been with us, and we also appreciate how great his team is down there at the U. Having the U be all the way back, even though he doesn't like saying that until they win a national championship, he doesn't want to say the U's back until a national championship banner is hanging. That is like his kind of thing. He got real mad at Scott Van Pelt. Do you remember that?
Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah.
Real mad at Scott Van Pelt for saying the U's back. Now, SVP and he, friends. I don't think he's getting publicly mad at anybody he doesn't like. So, that is something I think a lot of people took a little bit too serious. But he is very locked in on Miami being all the way back. And congrats to them. They got a tough Indiana team they got to face in a big college game. Now, to get to that big college game, we've been giving away opportunities all week to win 2 tickets. Now, today will be the final contest to win a pair of tickets to the big college game on Monday. Today's might be...
Yeah, not might. It is.
The best.
Today will be a hashtag PMS SeatGeek relay. The way this will work, Mitt Talk, Bill, and Bone will run a 4x293-yard relay. That's an interesting yardage, you say. Well, it was one that we didn't know before we measured it out with one of those roller things. 293 yards each lap does feel like the perfect amount. Each runner will complete the Thunderdome Dash, which is a 293-yard sprint from the putting green right here. There will be a launch zone. You see the taped off area. That is the launch zone right there. They will start in that particular square. The on-deck circle will be right next to it, and then the other 2 runners will be lined up off to the side. You will start on this putting green. You will sprint out of the Thunderdome, and then you will touch a wooden post. at the very tip of the property of the Thunderdome, straight out the front door. It'll be a straight sprint to a wooden post and then a straight sprint back. Now, the terrain.
It's
Why
treacherous.
don't you peek your eyes outside if you see what's going on right now, by the way?
So is there snow falling?
It's snowing. It's a slippy track.
Okay,
Yep.
so the weather is
yes.
what it is. There's a little snow. There's some reports of it feeling like it's 16 degrees outside.
It's cold.
There's some reports of it feeling like 20 degrees outside. And the terrain that they'll be running through, not only the wood here in the Thunderdome, then the carpet in the Thunderdome, then there is hard pavement.
That's right.
Then there is a good drop-off of a curb, and there is another batch of hard pavement. Then you got to get up over another curb onto some grass that is basically a pasture. That thing's up, down, up, down, up, down. And then there's a grade out there. So it actually goes down like this and then up like this at the very end. This is going to be like the steeple race.
Yeah.
This is going to be something that is going to be very difficult to accomplish. Each person, 4 of them, will run one up and back. The time will start whenever their foot hits the wood to start this thing and whenever any body part of the final runner touches the green. Obviously, right now, you will be putting out your guesses. Only 5 entries per Twitter account, per X account. I apologize for calling it Twitter. It's unbelievable. It's called X now.
Yeah.
Some say.
But it's always going to be Twitter.
Yeah.
So it gets a little difficult. Anyways, that platform is where this is all happening. Use the hashtag PMSSeatGeekRelay and project what your guess will be in time to the second. Now, let's meet the 4 runners, shall we? Here is the team that will be competing. First, we have a 6-foot-tall, 190-pound man named Mitt. Now, he's all jacked up, ready to go. He runs 4 miles a day at 7-minute mile pace. Now, speaking of running a lot of miles, this man runs 6 miles a day on the treadmill. This is your college classmate.
Yeah, and he is duck-footed. That might help him out. That might be the end of him, especially when you're talking about that terrain out there.
That's 6'2" talk. And then here's Bill. Bill's a powerhouse, 5'7", 200 pounds. Now, back in the day, they called him Big Mutter because in track, he did have some gas.
Yeah, I believe, and I don't know if this is corroborated, I think he has the state record for 4x1.
And the anchor. A man who said, I need a Subway sub for the graphic to let people know that, yeah, I do eat. I am a big body. I'm D-Bone, 6'4", 335 pounds.
Wow.
Former D3 national champion. We got athletes out here. We got 3 guys that work out very regularly. Okay, the first 3 guys work out very.
Oh, the first 3.
2 a days. 2 a days, Mitt does.
Yep.
Long ass day, talk. He'll run 6 miles, then does 4. He's like 2.5 hour workout guy. Bill's doing 3 a days.
Yeah.
Okay, actually trying to become a ball of muscle, we believe. So we don't know how that'll affect him running. Actual track guy in high school, though. Has some records at his high school.
Got photos.
Yeah, and it's a wild thing. And then he got D-Bone.
That's right.
He's been jumping rope for 3 days.
Yeah.
Quick feet.
The body's been back getting active. We don't know the last time he was wide open. He is young, so he just thinks that his body is still 100% because he's 25 and he's a D3 national champion. He's the anchor. We'll be excited to see how he finishes. Whenever a body part of his touches the green, it'll be over. So it starts whenever they leave the green. It ends whenever Bone touches the green. What is this second? It'll be, I'll be the one keeping track of the overall time. Tone will be keeping track of the individual lap times because there is a lot of competitions within the Thunderdome happening on those particular
A lot of money
times.
on that.
There'll be 5-second penalties for exchanges that have to happen. For instance, the next runner has to shake the hand of the current runner twice and cannot step into the launch zone until the current runner, ex-runner, is completely out of the launch zone. Only 2 feet can be in the launch zone at one time. And you must leave bang throughout. A fall plus 5 seconds. We do not want these guys trying so hard that they fall. Any injuries? Plus 5 seconds. We would like them to be careful as they do this, but we do have great fear that they are going to be wide open out here and that field's going to beat them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take that into account. 293 not easy yards. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who might have some ideas because from my understanding and my experience, this might be one of the best business people that I've encountered, not only because of his work at Deloitte, which is obviously a professional services place where he oversaw 70,000 people or something like that in professional services. And, you know, he's just Joey from the Bronx,
That's
is what
right.
they say, and comes from a single mother, works his absolute ass off and climbs through the business ranks. And then he gets the opportunity to become the president and CEO of the University of Miami. And all you see now is cranes everywhere and their sports teams blowing up. A man who seemingly has it figured out, could be retired and on a a beach smoking cigars. Instead, on a beach, also influencing the future of furthering of education and also overlooking an entire health system. Ladies and gentlemen, the president and CEO of the University of Miami, Joe Echevarria.
Yeah, praise.
How you doing, Mr. President?
I am fantastic, Pat. How are you guys?
Good. Did I nail the intro? I want to make sure I get everything right because there's so many accolades. I want to make sure I get them right for you because I'm so impressed by the work that you've done. Legitimately, I want you to let you know that.
Well, you did it not as well as your 10-meter dive was, but you did pretty well.
Hey, not bad there. I had to find a balance. You know, there was a moment I thought about turning around and going back. You know, there was a moment I was thinking about turning around and going back. I was trying not to look down. I was looking out at the students. Then I accidentally looked down, saw where I was headed. Oh, boy, that's some really clear water. I'm seeing the bottom of the pool. How deep is this pool? I need to know how deep that is. So it was a wild time, a moment that I'll have forever. And your university was so kind to us, and you were so kind to us as well. The conversations, the information, I thought we were very lucky to meet, and I'm very thankful you're joining us today. Let's talk about it. Obviously, Miami is hosting the national championship on Monday. Your team is in that. What does that mean for your school? What does that mean for your university? And whenever you take over and decide to kind of go in the direction that you go, is this dream scenario for the university and for Miami as a whole here?
So it's pretty magical for us, as you can imagine. You know, one thing that people don't realize is we started this journey on December 6th of 2021. Literally, that's when we picked up Mario and his family in Eugene, Oregon, and landed in Miami Airport. December 7th, we get invited to the college football playoff. So it's exactly 4 years. So it's extraordinary for the city. It's extraordinary for the university. But as Mario likes to say, we're here now. And the objective is to stay here. Stay here, meaning let's continue to be relevant. It happens to be in our city. You know, we won 3 of our national championships at the Orange Bowl. So we like being at home. We're not the home team, but we are at home. So it's pretty extraordinary for us. You know, the city has gone crazy. There's nothing like this. Look, you know this and your guys there know this. Nothing galvanizes a community like sports. All the differences get put aside, all the rivalries get put aside, and everybody is singly focused on the University of Miami.
Okay, so let's talk about sports. Feels like you, whenever you take over president and CEO of Miami, understand like, hey, if our sports teams are good, that's good for the university as a whole. I think down in Alabama, whenever Nick Saban signs on to be their head coach, the president and leadership said, hey, we think the football team's growth and development will be great for our university. You always seemingly knew sports would be great for the university. And what is the tie between having good sports and like kind of the rest of the campus and everything? It felt like that was a main focus for you. Is that accurate, Reed?
Yeah, it's very accurate, but all 3 domains, as you know, we talked about this when you're down. By the way, I haven't disappointed you, right? You called me a suit that day. I'm still wearing a suit, Pat.
I know, yeah. Right? You are president and CEO. You're like super suit, actually. But I
want you to know, I've still got a suit on. It's not the same suit, but I got a suit on.
Very accomplished super suit, I would say. So not all suits are bad. But yes, go ahead, sir.
So anyway, you know, we're in 3 things, right? What most people think of as a university, the academic side, the research side, that needs to be great. It's extraordinary. We have an academic health system. That's where we were yesterday. It's top 10 in the country today. It wasn't a few years ago, but it is now. And athletics. And athletics lifts the entire brand of the university for us. We have a storied program, football, baseball, but some other sports. So it was important to be great at all 3. So our focus is all 3. This show is about athletics, and I love athletics. You know, you talked about it in the beginning. I'm just a kid from the South Bronx. So for me, it's extraordinary. But it's all 3. It's not one or the other. You know that U logo that you have up, that was built by athletics. That was not built by anything else. And athletics raises the brand and the consciousness about the University of Miami. It wasn't that way when I went to school in 1974 at the University of Miami. Nobody called us the U. Nobody knew who we were. In fact, they called us Suntan U back in those days. So it changed the architecture of what people think about us. It's an extraordinary accomplishment, but it's part of 3 stools. Pillar of academics and research, pillar of health system, pillar of athletics. They all matter, all 3.
Each of them have their own jobs, seemingly, for you guys to be in one of the best places I think I've seen a college be, a private institution as well, obviously, so everything's self-funded. Everything kind of comes together. Your ability to do business while also having empathy and understanding of what's going on around you, and self-awareness seems to be your superpower. But let's talk about your business acumen. We're in a world now of NIL, right? NIL, this new business world. You guys are in the ACC. Nobody really talks about the ACC other than a couple schools tried to exit the ACC. I think Florida State, the number was like going to get $750 million of private equity, and they were going to use that to buy themselves out of the TV contract to try to get to the SEC or something like that, allegedly. That was a couple years back. Didn't end up working out. There's a lot of crazy business stuff happening in the world of college sport. How much are you involved in this? Feels like your voice should have a lot of say. And in the ACC world, how does navigating it all as the Big Ten and the SEC are seemingly the ones driving most of the conversation? A lot to that.
So you're right. You're right, Pat. And part of it is the brands and how much viewership they have, because you're right. It's a business, right? So the networks, the streamers, ESPN, one of our great partners, obviously, they're looking at viewership, and viewership is what drives the contracts. So I tell people all the time in the ACC, we're playing for our next contract right now. Right now, we need to improve the viewership top to bottom. We happen to be one of the top viewed programs, but nevertheless, the conference as a whole needs to continue to invest in athletics so that we can have that success on the field. I'm quite proud of the fact that the ACC is in the championship game. We had to beat some teams in the SEC and the Big Ten to even get here, but we did. So I think that proves that the conference is very competitive from top to bottom. So we're proud of that. But the truth of the matter is, football, college football, and sports in general has not found its equilibrium in terms of market forces. A little dislocated. And all the professional sports at some point have to find equilibrium where you move from a control process to a partnership. All the professional sports have a partnership. The value today of being in the NFL is different than it was when you played, when AJ played. The value of being in college today is different than when you guys played, when you played at West Virginia and AJ played at Ohio State. That's what happens when you can create a partnership and some alignment. So I think the next step is to find that equilibrium, and we have to find it in the ACC, as do all the conferences, and we have to rise all the boats. And until we create that market equilibrium, it's going to be a little bit bumpy ride. Look, in Major League Baseball, Curt Flood, you're not old enough to know who Curt Flood is.
Oh, I know Curt Flood, please. Great.
Curt Flood started the challenge. Andy Messersmith and Dave McAnally finish it off in the 70s. They get some equilibrium. The big O Oscar Robertson starts it for the ABA and the NBA merger. They get equilibrium. John Mackey starts it for the Colts. Reggie White finishes it off in 93, and that group gets equilibrium. We're still on our way. We haven't got yet to that equilibrium because we're still functioning as independent conferences. But the bottom line is this. We, the member schools, remember, we are the NCAA. We keep talking about the NCAA. It's the member schools. We haven't won a market-based litigation since 1984. Oklahoma and Georgia beat us in 1984. We tried to control TV rights. They won that case. We've lost virtually every case since then, which means we have to let go of that model. And we have to create a partnership model, just like the professional sports have. That's a long journey, though. They didn't get there overnight. We're not going to get there overnight. But I feel good about the trajectory and where it can go.
All right, sounds good. So you're going to get that done? Hey, you're going to get that done for us? Is that what
We're going to get that done.
Okay, I like to hear that. I like to hear there is a little optimism and maybe a road to some back-end control, or I'm sorry, not control, back-end partnership that can keep everything kind of rolling forward, because the sports, college sports are only up and to the right. I mean, sports are up and to the right as a whole. So we got to make sure we're able to keep that on track. And we also got to make sure we keep all the sports in college that we have. Sports are good. More of it better than less sports. So if we continue to kind of just let things spiral, it feels like, what's good for the gander is good for the goose. And some people got to really think about that. And I appreciate the fact that you seemingly have a plan. So this offseason, after you guys either win the national championship or end up losing in the national championship, which is an incredible run, need you go where? Congress? You got to go to Congress and say all this? What is even the first step for that, Mr. President?
So you have. I'll try to use some acronyms. I apologize. So you have SCORE Act, which is something very specific, but the Broadcasting Act. The Broadcasting Act is where the Major League Sports get antitrust protection around revenue, so that you don't have to negotiate TV contracts as 5 conferences. You can do it as 1. So you need broadcasting rights, which gives you the antitrust exemption. The next thing you then need to do is you have to create a collective bargaining partnership with the players. That will help everybody rise up. Today, the share that we do is $22 million in the House settlement. That's what universities now can pay. But the outside market has no cap on what it can pay, obviously. And so you have to take that next step and create where both sides become partners to each other. That requires some form of collective bargaining for players. It cannot be one by one by one by one, because that creates sort of this sort of dynamic where you have a lot of chaos, if you will, in the marketplace. And it's not fair to everybody. It's not fair to the players in particular. There's about 4,000 kids, I think, in the transfer portal. There's not 4,000 opportunities. But that process is dislocated. And so that's kind of where it starts. It's not going to be a 1-year thing or a 2-year thing, but we have to recognize that we have to land in a different place than we are today. All of us. I don't mean the ACC. I mean all the conferences and all the schools that want to participate at this level.
Joey, you're a dog, dude. I appreciate the hell out of you for joining us. A president of a university, obviously talking actual business that presidents of universities are going to have to figure out that affects the sports world. I'm very grateful for this convo, and I'm very grateful for our relationship, and I'm thankful that you brought Mario Cristobal back to the U, because it feels like the U is back, even though he doesn't want to say that. Thank you so much. We'll see you on Monday, boss.
Listen, is AJ there?
No. What do you could deliver a message, though.
Well, tell AJ I forgive him, but he's got to give me back that 2002 national championship.
Hey, you're a businessman. He is as well. We'll see how that negotiation goes. You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, that's President Joey Echevarria.
Yeah!
Woo! Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a weapon. That's genius.
Curtis Flood, Cardinal, I believe. He started, then this happened.
Boom.
Mackey comes in, then this happens. ABA, Oscar Roberts, and then this happens. We need this one. Okay, so then we could do this. It's not going to be a year thing. It's going to take a while. This dude's a weapon. Really cool guy. Great energy. And then you learn his story. It's like, oh, he wasn't supposed to be this guy. He decided and worked his ass off, and he's on it. He was in a suit, and I did immediately go, suit, and then just kept walking. And then he afterwards was like, hey, come on.
I'm in a hospital all day. I
What-
have,
what-
I
what
have
do
to
you-
wear a suit.
Yeah, it was a cool convo. He like sought me out basically, and it was like cool to talk to him. And once I learned he was the president of the university, I was like, oh, so sorry I said that to
Yeah,
you.
makes sense. You probably shouldn't be wearing sweatpants.
Yeah, I'm happy you don't look like an asshole like I do, but nonetheless, you're a good suit. I appreciate what you're doing. You're doing great for sports and for the U. That university's beautiful down there.
Yeah.
It's a resort that has like very high end. They got it going on. Will they win a natty? We shall see. Hour 2 on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice.
You know what? I think there's only one thing left to do here. I've experienced cafecito time. I've experienced the wonderful culture. I've experienced the beautiful people, and I think we got some Canes over here. We got some Canes over here. We got some Canes over here. This day in Coral Gables is going to be one that I will remember for the rest of my life. Ray Lewis started his dance right here at Miami. Ed Reed started his legendary run here at Miami. The legends of football run deep. The moments are special. The national championships are in abundance. Just last year, a lovely University of Miami woman diver from Italy won a national championship. This thing's been staring at me all damn day.
You're out of your mind, brother. This is crazy.
Kirk, I'm a little winded.
That's what I was going to say. You talked the whole time you were running. I'm giving you a chance to catch your breath, you son of a bitch. You're crazy.
I hope somebody got a lifesaver over there.
He's heard a lot of that.
Something. My man's out of breath.
It is a long way to the top.
Pat, you gonna jump in your suit?
Somebody.
Are you going to jump in that
Oh
full
my
suit?
God.
Yeah, so
I'm tired for you. Oh my God.
yeah.
Oh, he's going to take the jacket off. Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
oh, he's taking the shirt off now.
Okay, all right.
Looking ripped.
Yeah,
Looking
looking
ripped.
fit.
Oh, he's taking the drawers off.
Ladies
The
and gentlemen,
pants. The pants.
Not the drawers.
ladies and gentlemen, if you come to this beautiful campus, you will notice quickly that the students here love this university. They love this atmosphere. And I'm with everybody. I think the U is back. Give me.
He's got the speed on. Oh, my God.
Give me the
Canes, baby. Here it goes. Oh, God. Here it goes. Feet together. Feet together. I think that was the lead one so for the Pacer. Harry's got the youth. Rushing it out. Oh, my God. McAfee with the refreshing punch. Miami and Florida tonight.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this division round, the Feel Good Friday, January 16, 2026, hour 2 of the program begins right now.
Football
Is the best. All right, that's the show.
There you go.
Boom.
Yeah. Boom.
Let's go.
Nothing else needs to
Make
be
it
said.
pick.
Book it.
Go.
Yeah.
All right, how do we feel? Yeah.
Book it.
Talks to Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the hammer.
Dad.
Oh, I like that. One half of the hammer.
Dad.
Oh, I didn't hear the back. Did you hear the back?
No.
Never do.
They hate me.
What's that all about? One half of the hammer.
Dad.
All right, let's stage be quiet this time. One half of the hammer.
Dad.
Oh, they might have a little bit better one than us.
Strength
That's
of
not
numbers.
true.
Just stage now. One half of the hammer.
Dad.
See, Tone, you could participate to maybe make it sound good and represent for us. But we lose a guy because he doesn't want to do his own intro. That's interesting. They got 4, we got 3. It is a strength of number. We lose an entire vocal box because old buddy's too humble. Stage is too humble maybe to keep up with them. Now, Stage, one more time. One half of the hammer.
Dad.
See, that's going to be tough to beat because I came in a little bit afterwards, carried that thing a little bit higher, and then Conman came in with a right hook. Now, behind the glass, one half of the hammer.
Dad.
Oh,
No.
see, they weren't ready.
No,
They
not at
weren't
all.
ready. We had them.
Not from the gut either.
I say down every time.
Oh, no. We got a weak voice out here.
It's Honey
They say the strength
dogs.
of the pack is the strength of the weakest wolf. Feels like in this particular case, we're losing to behind the glass because the man who's supposed to be chanting for himself just can't be heard. Stage only, one half of the hammer. Down! Did you mute yourself? I don't think your mic is on.
I muted them. I just wanted to make sure that Tony was actually saying it.
Oh, you muted all of us.
Yeah.
Okay, did he say it? I didn't hear because I was yelling too. I said,
Maybe Tony just goes on his own this time.
okay, just Tony.
Yeah.
One half of the hammer.
Done.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
All right, maybe we don't.
Oh,
do
you
it
mean I'm
anymore.
saying how it's supposed to be said, you dickhead?
You're supposed to yell it, brother. Yeah! Supposed to give it a little bit of juice.
It's not supposed to tear us down, boys. This is supposed to rally.
Now
us
it is, and I hate the back room about this now, too.
Yeah.
It's
What the hell?
bullshit.
I mean,
Foxy
they
talked
feel
about this the other day with us. If you're from where we're from, I just go into full attack mode.
Yeah, Foxy did mention this.
yeah.
I mean, I guess it was kind of a read of Yinzer's, I guess, that he's been around. Not all Yinzers, I guess, but just the ones that we.
Pretty much all of them. If you just point something out about the city of Pittsburgh, the Steelers, the Penguins, anything that involves Pittsburgh, and you just say a comment about it that might be a little bit negative, they're not going to like rebut that or defend that or, you know, have an excuse for it. No, they're immediately going, screw Detroit, screw Michigan, screw the whole state, and screw you.
Well, exactly.
And that's how it goes.
You punched the punching bag yesterday and got a 1. So Michigan will be buried for that forever. Now
That thing's broken.
We are an offensive city. Like, we will go into offense.
Yes.
You have some offense, sick. That was cool what you said.
Cool.
We have some ideas, too. Bang. We're going right back at it. And I guess that is a pretty good character trait that we have that could be viewed as a negative in some situations.
Yeah.
'Cause
Or
it does-
positive.
Yeah,
Well,
this guy
some
does
situations it's positive. There's other situations where it's not.
For sure.
You know,
For sure.
somebody maybe didn't know that was definitely going to happen. So they take what you're saying to them as like, do you hate me?
You have to take offense to everything.
No.
You have to take offense to everything because if you don't, then when you get caught off guard and someone's just completely shitting on you to your face, you don't even know. Like that's the difference between Michigan and, I hate to say it, Indiana and some of these Midwest.
You're right.
Basically, everything to the west of Ohio, you can make the argument. And I'm not including Texas. Texas is its own state. You'll get shot down there, okay? But I'm saying everything to the left of Ohio.
That's why they call them nice in the hospitality you're saying.
Bingo. It's the Midwest hospitality. Bingo, yeah.
They're nice people. Not everything is a potential shit talk straight back. Joining us now is in Ohio.
Bingo.
Folk. I mean, to a T. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion. He is not one half of the hammer.
Dahn!
Cowboys, A.J. Hawk.
Yeah,
Hawk, do you think that's an accurate descriptor of Yinzers or just most people east of maybe the most western tip of Ohio whenever you say we go on offense in return?
It's definitely a regional thing. I feel like certain groups that may react, I guess, quicker and just with more violence, I guess, verbally, that can happen. That's the Pittsburgh thing a little bit, which is fine, though. It's what makes Pittsburgh great, though. Yeah, some people might not like it, but it's also what makes you great.
Yeah, that used to be old Twitter. Somebody would talk shit to me on Twitter because he could say whatever, and then I would do research, and I'm coming back.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, classless. I'm like, this guy's allowed to say whatever he wants to me. I didn't know that wasn't possible. I think going back now on therapist Foxy's read here.
Focky?
Yeah, Dr. Focky here. I think I'm going back that was inevitable, I guess. Yeah. And we got to acknowledge that.
That's your cross to bear.
Yeah.
We got to acknowledge that.
Bit of self-study.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with verbal violence when it's to people that you know, okay? And
your best
even
friends.
when it's people that you don't know. Michael Scott has a very famous quote about this, about friends and just how everything works.
And where was that?
What does it say?
It was from a very early on season, so I'm not going to say it. But I will
say
say
TV was a little different.
It was much different, and maybe it's because I'm rewatching the.
What's the
Office right
gist
now.
of it?
You don't call your friends idiots. You call idiots your friends, or something along those lines. Okay. And look, that's just a point of verbal violence. That's a point of jousting. How are we supposed to get better? How's Foxy supposed to get better?
Focky?
How's Focky supposed to get better if he's not verbally jousting with people who have been doing it his whole life?
And that's sports in a nutshell. Yeah. Shit talking's good. It's competitive talking.
Yes.
It's nice to compete. Speaking of competing, we got the biggest competitions in the history of this NFL season coming up tomorrow and Sunday. A twofer on Saturday, and then, another twofer on Sunday. A little BOGO here action on both Saturday and Sunday divisional round weekend. Buffalo Bills, Broncos, San Francisco 49ers, and the Seahawks are on Saturday. We talked about the 12th man being on display on Saturday night. We are pumped for the world that maybe doesn't get to watch all of NFL football, get a chance to see a massive game out there in Seattle, AJ. We talked about that in the first hour in a big way.
Yeah, I want to see how do these teams, not only Seattle, how do the Broncos, how do they come off this bye week? We had all that talk in the college football playoff about the teams. Indiana's the only one to come off a bye and find a way to win. So that's a thing in the NFL that they have to deal with too. And obviously, Sam Darnold, what the hell's going on? Do we have any updates on him?
Yeah, it comes out of nowhere. Questionable is a big one.
Huge.
Yeah. Questionable, rate to questionable was crazy. And it was mentioned in the first hour. Out of nowhere, Sam Darnold questionable for their playoff game Saturday versus 49ers due to an oblique injury. Then whenever he was jogging on the field, there was a video I saw where he had a Theragun. But I think he was on the outside. I don't think it was necessarily on his oblique, so maybe that's just standard warm-up for him. But he was jogging out to practice. Was this during a workout? Was this during a practice session? I don't think we know much.
No, for what it's worth, and he's usually pretty good about this stuff. Pro Football Doc, Dr. Dave Chow, said that this is about a 2 out of a 10 for him in terms of whether or not he's actually hurt, not going to play on Sunday.
Okay, well, we move on then. We just think, because Pro Football Doc, we've had him on the show a couple times. Him in the lab.
Yes.
I don't know what's it called.
The Sports Injury Institute or something like that. Yeah.
Laboratory.
It should be called a laboratory.
Yeah.
Him and other ex-sports doctors sitting in a room back-to-back to each other with a bunch of screens around them, and then basically just eyeballing injuries from, wherever they're sitting and going, that looks like, what do you think? You think that's like a PCO? I feel like that's probably a PCO. Let's just wait till he gets up. Ooh, Wadeon's outside there. He might have got it, actually. Our determination is what they did. Our determination is that he sprained his PCL while potentially tearing his meniscus. This is anywhere from a 2 to 4 week injury, and this will be the recovery, but not catastrophe. That is what they do basically all year for all sports. It is actually quite a weapon. Now, I have I don't want to put their shit over too much, but I don't think I've ever seen them actually be wrong.
No.
Yeah, and they'll stay away from things, I think, that they're like, we don't know what that'll be. But anytime they've opened their mouths about something, they have seemingly been right. Now, I'm sure throughout the history of their business, they've been wrong somewhere. I assume there's a tweet that was wrong or a misread because it's hard to diagnose something from thousands of miles away. But whenever they decide to speak, normally pretty spot on. 2 out of 10 is what he said?
That's what he said, yeah. His level of concern was a 2 out of 10.
I just sent in, yes, there's that. I also sent in Darnold talking about how he did it and his percentage of chance to not play.
Hey, let's run that. Do we have that right now?
Yeah, obviously, just in routes on air, just kind of felt a little something in my oblique. Just didn't want to push it. Wasn't the day to push it, so that was it. So just came inside, got some rehab, and feel like I'll be ready to go for Saturday.
That was just today that happened?
Yeah.
You ever had anything, oblique issues or anything before?
No, never had oblique issues, but it's fun. We'll attack it the next couple days and be ready to go for Saturday.
Is this on throwing side?
It's just on my left side. It is what it is, but yeah, again, like I said, felt it on a throw, but we'll be ready to go.
What percent of you thinks you might not play?
Very low percentage, probably closer to 0.
Any other questions? Sam Darnold's playing.
Yeah.
Age.
Yeah. That was a good question. Good question. What percentage of you might not play?
So left oblique. This is oblique.
So he must have been torquing around to throw just routes on air, and something just grabbed on him.
Because if you get that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right there.
Jacked up.
And that thing is just like, not today, Sammy boy. Okay, we've been doing this all season. Let's go ahead and relax. And it gets that Theragun on it. Oh, there's a spot right there. All right, we hope he's okay. So he was listed as questionable for the day? Is that how these things go?
I think so, right?
We've experienced it this
if there
year,
was a game that day.
If you don't, we did this with Lamar. If you don't complete the entire practice, you have to be listed as at least questionable.
Limited.
Or yes.
Limited.
Which limited equals, if you were limited in practice, that equals questionable, I believe, on the injury report.
I don't know. We need to learn more. We cover it every day. I mean, this is what people say whenever we're just assholes on the air or whatever, but it is like a very interesting thing they seemingly move the goalposts for. When do we have to judge who as what and what are they? There was a penalty coming. Ravens almost faced like a draft pick compensation penalty because they maybe falsely listed Lamar Jackson one day. And did they do it on purpose or did they not do it on purpose? Is this a game? How many people are doing this and why is it so confusing? Sam Darnold just told me he's 100% playing. Why is there a Q next to his name? Like, my brain's not good enough to understand that. Because when I see questionable in my head, I go, oh, it's a question on whether or not he's going to play.
Yeah, it makes sense. Mm-hmm.
But then Dr. David Chow comes out and says, That's
2 out of 10.
And then Sam Darnold comes out and goes 0 out of 100% that I missed the game at all. It's like, well, why is there a Q there? That doesn't matter. We got to figure that out further. And by we, I'm saying the NFL's got to figure that out. And I would just like to offer up myself as the standard doofus. Okay, I just think that is a little confusing for me. And I don't want you to just change for me. I assume there's a lot of people.
Feels like he should probably be a P. He probably going to play.
That's what they need to change to. Probable or doubtful. One of the two. 2 quarterbacks played this year with a strained oblique. It was Mac Jones and Baker Mayfield. I saw some Seahawks fans saying, hey, Mac Jones threw for 300 yards with a bad oblique. We should be just fine.
Okay, let's pivot away from the divisional round weekend and then the big college game. And AJ, I don't know if you've seen hashtag PMS SeatGeek Relay.
Oh, yeah. I've seen what are you talking about? That's all anyone can talk about.
Darius Butler sent us a video of him watching it either in an airport or a very public place. But the hashtag PMS SeatGeek Relay is today's contest for 2 tickets to the big college game on Monday night down there in Miami. We've given away 3 pairs of tickets already. Today will be the 4th. And today's one is going to be the most electrifying, AJ. Mitt Talk, Bill in Bone will run a 4x293-yard relay. 5-second penalties will be assessed as they are timed for each runner doing the Thunderdome Dash, which will be a 293-yard sprint from this putting green right here, AJ, standing in that box will be each participant. They will sprint across the basketball court, down the hallway, which Zito is currently just at the exit of. Yep. There will be a camera outside shooting. They will sprint through the double doors, through the other double doors that are bulletproof and padlocked.
Yes.
Through both of those double doors, across the driveway, then across a pasture to the outer tip of the Thunderdome's property that we literally just sold to the city because they're making a roundabout right out there.
That's right.
You will touch that wooden post, then you will have to run back. It's called a roundabout out here, Rotary, maybe over there in New England. Run back all the way in to this green right here, and then once all four are completed, that'll be the final time. You just have to guess to the second what it will take these four gentlemen. Now, AJ, let's meet the four participants, shall we?
Yes, please.
Running the Thunderdome Dash. First, runner, lead off, will be Mitt. This dude once played D3 football for
DePaul.
Yep.
With a W.
And here's an Emmy Award-winning editor, Age. Talk is going to be the surprise of it all, I think. Don't you think?
Yeah, Todd can run. He could probably run 100 miles and not even sweat.
Yeah, and that's real. We don't know if he can do any type of terrain. He's only on a treadmill. And speaking of terrain, this guy has all of them. The ball of muscle, Bill. His name was Big Motor back in high school because he was a track star. And then we got a national champion here. Bone as the anchor, AJ.
I mean, I know Bone has been, he's very confident in what he can do. Is he still feeling really good about this, about him being the anchor here?
Bone's been very confident because Bone's bringing him home. And Bone home! Bone home! That is kind of what it's going to be. So if you can perfectly predict the time it will take for Mitt's foot to leave that green and Bone's body part to touch the green, and the other two runners in between, you could potentially win 2 tickets to the big college game on Monday.
Boom.
If we get 10 people who get it accurate, the first 10 people get accurate will be put into a pool. We will randomly select one of them to win the final pair of tickets that we're giving away. Awesome stuff. Thankful that we're able to do it, and I cannot wait to watch these boys do their thing.
Quick question. I'm sorry if I missed it because we talked about it earlier. Is this seconds or 1/10 of a second, 100th of a second?
Just to a second, not 10th of a second. Yeah, we were going to do 10th of a second, but we thought that might be tough. So just to the second. And Bone is getting ready. He heard what you're questioning, and he's been out there touching his toes.
Oh, that's gross. That's gross.
What do you mean?
Someone clean underneath where he's sitting down. Okay, I've seen those white tights before, and he had quite the morning. We'll just say that.
He did have quite the morning, which included preparing for this particular relay. I'm pulling for Bone, honestly. The other three are very active every day. Like, maybe the most active people I know.
Oh. But Bone's been jump roping, I thought.
3 days. 3 days of that. Is 3 days enough for a 25-year-old? Talk runs 6 miles every single day on the treadmill. I hear every single step of it. 6 miles every single day. Mitt's running 4 miles plus full workout day. Bill's doing 3 a days right now, including cardio. I mean, the three guys leading this off, I would say they would say in the best shape of their life. And then Bone is the anchor. And Bone's 25, and that's what he's been banking on this entire time. It might be a little bit of a wake-up experience here for Bone about life as a 25, 26, 27, 30, 40, 50-year-old in this entire thing. Or that D3 national champion heart and that D3 national champion mind will carry him through as he glides to that post and comes back. He was a track star in high school.
Yeah, that D&D Bone stands for determination for sure. I don't think people understand how bad the terrain is. Like, if it was Darius Butler running from here to the post, I'd be worried because of the ground itself, the amount of little mounds, little divots. Like, I'm not going to say
cross country in high school.
Sure,
like kids run cross country.
Exactly. I'm not going to say no one's going to finish, but I do worry about the time if someone blows an ankle out or a knee out, and me and Ty standing out there, maybe having to go and kind of helping them get to the finish.
And I can't do that because that would not be right. You know, you got to let them finish on their own. So you got to take that into consideration when you're guessing as well.
Oh, and also remember, we're adding 5-second penalties to the entire group for every failed exchange on the green here. There has to be 2 handshakes between the past runner and the next runner. And the runner that just finished has to be completely out of the launch zone before the next runner can get into launch zone. If that is failed, 5-second penalty. If they fall, 5-second penalty. If they get injured, 5-second penalty. So you got to factor in all those things as well, AJ, because we're putting these penalties in so that they take them serious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, don't fall, okay? We don't want you to fall. You don't have to go all out and fall. Don't get hurt. That's not cool. We're at a very important time right now. We need everybody here. And then on the exchange, have a little chivalry here.
A little bit.
Have a little respect for the Thunderdome Dash. Shake hands with the next person. Wish them good luck. Get the hell out of the launch zone and watch the show.
But also, if they have any pride, go as hard as you can.
Well, also, it's cold as shit out there, so you're not really going to be wanting to dilly-dally.
Weather report coming out of the Thunderdome. Feels like 16 right now. Wind gusts up to 28 miles an hour. 75% chance of snow.
Already seen it.
You know, people are talking about Chicago this weekend. We're pretty close. Yeah, we're pretty close. Normally, we get the weather before Chicago gets it, you know, because usually it's good. Everybody thinks, you know, because the jet stream is west to east, which is true. Feels like a lot of this stuff comes like up and at them from the west to the east. Very similar weathers between our state and their place. It might be the home of the Bears, actually, Indiana.
It probably should be.
Might be the case. But nonetheless, feels like 16 outside. That's the only degree I need to know, by the way. I'm tired of them telling me what the actual degree is.
Yeah, tell me what
because that's not what it actually is. What it feels like is what it actually is.
Correct.
So who's the actual one for? Not humans? Like, who cares?
What's the equation to make the feels like situation?
Well, yeah,
I think the DiNardo edition, right?
Yeah, but I don't need to know what the actual weather is. Just tell me what it feels like. The feels like
all
one
I know.
should be bigger.
All I know is what it feels like. That's all I know. If I walk out, this is what it feels like.
They always do the actual one big, and then they do feels like small. It's like that should be reversed. It should be feels like one big, and then actual one bottom, just in case scientists want to do any experiments or anything with the actual temperature that I can't feel and no other human that can read what's on the screen can either.
Yeah, I feel like it's just solely for like record high and record low purposes because we get that all the time. Wow, look at the record high. This is the coldest it's been in 85 years here in the state. There's really no other reason to give the true temperature other than that type of stuff.
Scientific record.
Right. Yes.
So that's cool. They should put for scientific record. That should actually be what it says. For scientific record, the actual thing. I just want to know how it's going to affect me. I'm looking at I have eyes. I don't know if the scientific record does.
I'll text Cantor.
Joining us right now, Jim Cantor needs to get to the bottom of that. DiNardo would have, and everybody needs to think about him when they're making these decisions.
Miss you, Joe.
Joining us now, we do rest in peace, Joe Nardo. God, Joe Nardo. You did such a good job doing what you did. Rest in peace to you, legend. I'm actually thinking, never mind.
Yeah, keep that with it.
DiNardo degrees, perhaps? The feels like one?
DiNardo's. 34 DiNardo's outside.
Yeah.
Just like that one guy was an amount of pylons.
Exactly. Yeah.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking of, same number.
Unbelievable. He does not deserve that.
Yeah, he's less. You're right.
This guy, geez, he doesn't even know what you're talking about right now.
Exactly.
And I'm sure he does feel offended. Joining us, ladies and gentlemen, is the voice of a sport that an entire generation likes and appreciates. Has complete tone. You don't need to be laughing at what he just did.
Yeah, he got it.
I just realized who was coming on.
Yeah, Tony got it. He's put a bomb on me. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, the authority on baseball, friend of the program, Jet Pass. Jet, I don't like what he just did, brother. If you have anything to say about anything, anybody you'd like to kill, myself included, go ahead. Let's just get it out of the way before we get started here.
I have no desire, Pat, to kill you. I've just been wondering this entire time why Connor is wearing a hat that makes him look like a penis.
Grow up, Jet. Okay, it's called football, man. Look into the history of it. This is what they used to wear, brother. It's called leatherhead, man. Have some respect for the people that built the NFL. All right.
Yeah, it does have a
I
penis.
have respect for people that built the NFL. I do not have respect for men who wear that in 2025. I do have respect, however.
It's 2026. Hey, welcome to today, Jet. Yeah.
It is 2026. I haven't gotten much sleep. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's a good thing. Everything's blurred.
I'm sorry. I was just smitten by Bone. What a unit! Like that guy is going to be the absolute superstar of the relay. I am so excited to see him. like the truest anchor I've ever seen. It's like the size of the three other guys combined. It's tremendous.
That's the scale, too.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw the silhouette beforehand. I don't know if anybody knew who was going to be the anchor, that incredible work here on the motion graphics. The thought of these guys leading us in this, the final contest for the ticket giveaway for the big college game, it just feels right. And it feels like it could get a bit out of control, which leads us to your sport. The Dodgers are just going to buy every single good player, and they're going to ruin the game, and now baseball's over. I put out a tweet last night after I saw this massive signing and deferral payments and over $2.1 billion now in total salary, I guess, on their roster. I said the Dodgers are so good at baseball. I mean, they got all the good players. They're so good at baseball. The responses were very negative to me and to the Dodgers as a baseball operation. What does this mean? Why does it mean it? And how did this get done, Jed? It's a lot for you, but if you could explain why I was getting murdered for what I said, please.
Well, let's start with the dollar figures, because that is why, Pat, they were going after you. And, we saw last year with Juan Soto getting $51 million a year over 15 years, setting a new mark for contracts, not just in baseball, but across all of major professional sports. It was an enormous deal, and I thought it was going to be a long time until that average annual value was beaten. It lasted all of 1 year because there weren't a whole lot of deferrals, $30 million out of the 240 that the Dodgers gave Kyle Tucker for 4 seasons. It takes the average annual value down to $57.1 million a year. This looks like an NBA contract. It looks like a supermax. It's one of those types of deals. And the reason that the Dodgers are doing it is very simple, because Kyle Tucker is 28 years old and they are getting those prime seasons. And in the case of Juan Soto's contract, had he gone for something shorter term, he might have gotten 70 or 80 or $90 million a year in this market. He chose the long-term guarantee. What Tucker gets is the optionality with opt-outs after years 2 and 3, where if he can get that longer-term deal and go back out onto the market after a great season, he's going to do that. I think the anger, Pat, from baseball fans is understandable. It is warranted, and it's illustrative of where the game is right now and what both owners and players need to do as the collective bargaining agreement expires on December 1st. Baseball needs to listen to its fans. And what its fans are saying right now is this system that has worked and operated with no salary cap for the entirety of baseball history really has been wonderful to players, and it's been great to the game. And you don't necessarily need a cap to achieve what fans want. That, at the end of the day, is what this story needs to be and what it should be about. That fans right now feel like this game is unfair. And if enough fans, and we're talking 29 fan bases, we're talking Yankees fans, Red Sox, Cubs, Padres, everyone looks at the Dodgers right now and the way that they are operating, which, by the way, is within the confines of the rules. But sometimes rules need to adapt. Sometimes rules need to evolve. Sometimes rules need to reflect what the modern society is asking for in the sport. And in the sport right now, baseball fans want to feel like when they go into a season, their team has a chance. And right now, because the Dodgers have won 2 World Series in a row and have gone out and signed the best free agent on the market in Kyle Tucker and the best closer on the market in Edwin Diaz, they don't feel like they have that opportunity going into the season. And it's not just the fans, Pat. The players themselves, I heard from players last night, like, how do we beat the Dodgers? And baseball's the kind of game where the best team doesn't always win. It's just happened to the last couple of years, and the fear is that it's going to happen again.
Okay, so thank you for all the information there and for breaking it all down. Dodgers doing what is legal in current baseball. You saying what 2026 calls for has to be a different system. Now, what all happens to all these contracts? Because isn't the CBA up in like a year? And what would the move be? There'd be a basement amount of money that has to be paid, and then there would be a ceiling on the amount of money that's allowed to be paid. So a salary cap has to happen. So like Pittsburgh Pirates fans, our owner has to spend this amount of money, and then the gap between what is has to be spent versus most allowed to spend is much smaller? Is that what the next negotiation is? And what do all these deals that are deferred for 15 years? Shohei's deal, he's not getting paid really until 2030.
Most of it's deferred.
So that would be after the new CBA. So how does that kind of all play together, and what is the fix to make people happier or feel optimistic about their teams? Because I think there's a few of our teams in here where we're not really optimistic ever to begin with. So we would like to feel optimistic at some point as well. When does that answer happen, and what happens to baseball if it was to happen?
So here's the likely way it's going to play out. December 1st, 2026, the collective bargaining agreement expires. And when it does, unless there is a deal in place, Major League Baseball is going to lock the players out. This happened back in 2001, going into 2022. It was problematic. They did not lose games. The positions that have been staked out by both sides are this. Owners want a salary cap. They look at all the other major men's sports in North America, and they say they have salary caps. Why don't we? Salary caps would bring some semblance of competitive balance to the game. Now, I don't know that that's entirely true. That presupposes that a salary cap causes, as opposed to is correlated to parity and to evenness and to fairness, so to speak. Players, on the other hand, look at it like, hey, we have a system right now that's paying Juan Soto $755 million. We have a system that's giving Kyle Tucker $60 million a year. Do we really want to change that? Do we really want to limit the earning power of players and limit the ability to make the kind of money that they are right now? Major League Baseball argues that, hey, under this system, players are going to make even more, but you guys know how salary caps work. They start at a fixed percentage of revenue that's given, and every negotiation is just ownership trying to take that percentage down and down and down. The first deal in a salary cap you get is the best. Players don't want to open that Pandora's box. The real question at the end of the day is, where do they find compromise? Can they find compromise, or are both sides going to take this sport and drive it off a cliff? Because ultimately, what do they do this for? Yeah, they do it for the businesses on the owner side. Of course they do. They want to make money. On the player side, they do it, yes, to make money, and yes, to win championships as well. But really, they do it for the fans, because with the fans, they ain't got nothing. And fans right now are feeling alienated, they are feeling disaffected, and everybody involved, players and owners alike, need to listen. Listen to what fans are saying, listen to each other, and try and find some sort of compromise that's going to prevent baseball from doing something that it's going to deeply regret if this labor war turns into what it could.
So you're saying for the good of ball, we need to figure this out, because there was the...
No, I'm not saying there needs to be a salary cap, Pat.
You're saying for the good of ball, though, this shit needs to be figured out, obviously, for the good of the fans, for the good of ball, all that stuff. Yes, I agree with you.
Absolutely. And it's easy for me to sit here and say that. I don't have any stake in it. I'm not invested in baseball. I'm not trying to make money playing baseball. But everybody needs to understand this is a universe that people will escape if you don't give them what they want.
Yeah, fans have proven, especially over the last 10 years or so, that they will say, nah, we're not doing that anymore, and almost protest actively what you have going on. Obviously, hopefully for baseball, that's not the case. I don't know if you're getting an update right now. We will certainly love it.
Yeah, I just got some news. JT Realmuto is going back to Philadelphia, 3 years, $45 million.
Come on.
Hey, congratulations. Realmuto's real deal.
It's a good get.
That's a great gift for Philadelphia.
Wanted him in Boston.
Is that 15 per there? Is that what that is? 345?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And look, the Phillies were in on Bo Bichette. And Bo Bichette earlier today, we talk about Kyle Tucker's deal, 4 years and $240 million. Bo Bichette got 3 years and $126 million from the New York Mets. So really the fallout from the Kyle Tucker deal last night, he goes to the Dodgers when everybody was thinking it's going to be the Mets or it's going to be the Toronto Blue Jays. The Mets turn around and they pivot to Bo Bichette and bring him into an infield that was filled already, but they needed a bat to protect Juan Soto in their lineup, and the Phillies were in on Bichette. They now go back to Realmuto, who's been their catcher for a half decade and has been part of all of the great things that they've done. So
okay.
It's interesting times, man. I think baseball is in such a fascinating place right now, and as bearish as some fans are, based on what happened yesterday with Kyle Tucker going to the Dodgers and with them seemingly getting anybody that they want, there are solutions that can be had if you have people going to the table in good faith and having the same goal in mind, which is to preserve all of the great things baseball has going for it and to build the game and to really reward fans who invest as much time as they do in this sport that lasts for 6 months and that demands 2.5 to 3 hours from you every day.
A lot of time.
Baseball's a lot, but it's worth it.
It's a lot. Okay, so on the point of agreeing at the table in good faith, the players that don't want the salary cap or the money to change right now that it is, they're just going to say, the team you referenced there, the Mets spent the most and they didn't even make the playoffs. So if it's just spending money, how come that's the argument immediately, right? I assume from Dodgers and from those people. So then how do you get everybody at the table to agree? Who knows? Good luck. Good luck over there. We're pulling for all parties for the good of ball because we're getting interested. But there's another story out there that you guys have. Arbitration or something, which is a wild thing that baseball has that no other sport that I know has. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Jet, is there any kind of update on Tarek Skubal? Because I think a lot of people assumed that he was going to be traded at the winter meetings, like any of the reporters you talked to. Like that was obviously a hot topic of discussion. Then we saw his ARB number was much different than what the Tigers wanted to pay him. Is there any update there? Because I think that, the Kyle Tucker thing is one thing, but I think if Skubal were to get traded to the Dodgers, which is kind of what everyone just assumed when this first got brought up, I think that would send things into much more of a fever pitch. What's going on there?
The Skubal situation, I'll lay it out accordingly. And it's fascinating because Tarek Skubal is the best pitcher in the world. He and Paul Skeens both. I mean, they're absolutely incredible. And the way arbitration works, guys, is that after your third year as a big leaguer, you essentially get to argue for your salary. You can say to the team, I believe, based on past comparable players, I am worth this much. The team then comes back and says, we believe you are worth this much. 90+% of guys wind up settling somewhere in the middle. But those that don't settle can go to an arbitration hearing, which is where you have the two sides. Each has given a specific number of salary that they want. In this case, Tarek Skubal has put $32 million out there, higher than anyone has ever gotten into the arbitration system. And the Tigers countered at $19 million, which they believe is fair based on the comparables. And they essentially spend 3 hours arguing back and forth in front of a 3-person panel. And at the end of the day, that 3-person panel picks which side it wants. There's no in between once you get into the hearing room. So you've got this enormous gap, this enormous disparity. And the most fascinating part to me is that Tarek Skubal is one of the 8 players on the Major League Baseball Players Association Executive Subcommittee. Which means he is one of the 8 most powerful players in baseball because he's going to be sitting at the bargaining table across from Major League Baseball as they're trying to hash out all of these issues. And this is almost like Skubal saying, as players have in the past, you know what? In the position that I'm in right now, with as much juice as I have as a player, I'm going to go and try and make gains for the player population. I'm going to go into that room and the lawyers around me are going to argue to this panel that I'm the best damn pitcher in the world. I've won 2 straight Cy Youngs. How can you possibly not pay me at the level of other players like a Zach Wheeler who's making, $40+ million? Like a Dylan Cease, who this offseason signed for $30 million. There are going to be those comparable players. And Skubal, because the system allows players in their final year of arbitration to compare themselves to free agent contracts, he's going to go in there and do that. And if this gets to hearing, if there is no settlement, it's going to be an incredible decision that I think is one of those pieces that when we look back historically on this, I think the Tucker contract is going to be one of those flashpoints. I think the Skubal arbitration case, we're building all of these interesting elements that ultimately are going to lead to this negotiation that's going to chart the course of baseball going forward.
We appreciate all the information on baseball. Baseball is interesting. Baseball is cool. Off the field, baseball is awesome as well. The most ever given in MLB arbitration, $31 million. To Juan Soto, who settled with the Yankees in 2024. Shohei Ohtani set a mark at $30 million in 2023. Okay. The highest ever awarded in a hearing was lower, though.
$19.9 million, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Okay, there it is. Yep.
Don't test me, McAfee.
I appreciate and respect your knowledge there. So when Skeens walks in this thing, This is
yeah.
this is going to happen to Skeens, what, after this season?
Yeah, after the season.
Oh, no. And then this would be when he would be gone, huh?
No, we're signing him for a big deal.
No.
the Dodgers.
You got 4 seasons of control of Paul Skeens. He has now, because he won Rookie of the Year his first year, he got a full year of service, even though he wasn't there opening day. That's essentially an incentive to call guys up at the beginning of the season, because if they win an award, they get that full year. But after that third season, Pat, you go into arbitration for 3 different years. And so Tarek Skubal is in his 3rd year of arbitration right now.
And then that deal is for how long?
It depends. I mean,
What if the team doesn't want to pay it?
They have to, or they'll trade the guy. But in
That's
this
what I'm
case,
talking about here for Paul Skeens.
See, in this case, though, Pat, arbitration is still like the salaries are dwarfed compared to free agency. That first year of arbitration, because it's based on past comparables, you're not looking at much more than $8 to $10 million. Like that first year is still going to be depressed. That second year is still going to be depressed. That third year is when he could go out and ask for a lot. But the aphorism, Pat, is true. There's no such thing as a bad 1-year contract. And I think those shorter term deals with Kyle Tucker and Bo Bichette sort of illustrate that, teams are much more willing to give those high dollars for those prime years than they are to pay a guy when he's 38, 39, 40.
Interesting. Or they could be doing salary cap gymnastics like the NFL folks do, where the more years you can spread out the money on, and the only thing that really matters is the first couple. It's a wild time in baseball. We'll certainly follow it. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Jet Pass. Hey, baseball's always got something cooking, AJ. What'd you take from that convo with Jet there?
The arbitration situation is crazy because you sit there, like the player is in there, I think, a lot too. So they get to hear all the terrible things being said about them, and you're trying to, present your case. The team and them are trying to say this guy's awful, he's terrible. We want to pay him the low amount, and then you're agent and you have to argue how good you are.
Skubal obviously dogged Detroit. 5th richest owner in the baseball is Detroit?
Yeah, 5th or 4th.
Okay, so top 5 richest owner in baseball, so that conversation maybe goes different. Skeens walks in there, and then somebody from the Pirates is going to say, he's not worth it. Who's going to say that on that side?
Nutting's got no problem from the cut of his jib.
I know, but think about Paul listening to that going, are you fucking kidding? Because to your point, having to hear that, that's why people have agents, so agents can do the negotiation, because the negotiations are Pawn Stars, the episode. You're the thing on the table. And, Dave?
Rick.
There it is, bald Rick. Still?
Yeah, he's still bringing it.
Oh, yeah.
Father.
Gone.
Rest in peace.
Son, I believe, gone as well.
Right, whatever. I watched Pawn Stars. I ran through the entire thing.
Yep.
That's a good run. Great run.
Great run. They did phenomenal stuff. Anytime we brought in an expert, if I was the person selling it, I ain't fucking believing this guy's an expert. What are we talking about?
Medieval weapons expert?
No, he's World War II second battle in the Pacific Theater expert. Who said that? Who said he's got a certificate right here. Anyways, he says this thing $200.
So I can give you $50 for it.
Maybe 30, $35 is what I'm thinking. A really niche group of buyers for this thing. You're going to sit on the shelf for a long time. That's who you are in this negotiation for any of these negotiations. And arbitration crazy. Baseball always hot. Speaking of hot, I mean, the competition's about to be heated.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to give away our final pair of big college game tickets. As the toxic table will make its way to its broadcasting location directly outside of the Thunderdome, we will ask the competitors, our relay team, to make their way out to the green here. They obviously dressed in a fashion in which you would think to yourself, wow, those guys look like they're ready to go run. Those guys look like they're ready to do something for the people.
Boy.
Bone obviously sporting a tank top. Bill with the short shorts and the tights. Talk potentially going to freeze out there, showing a lot of skin and a lot of meat. And then you got Mitt, obviously wearing the white tights and the super cool shoes, brah. These 4 will obviously be taking part in the Thunderdome Dash. Right now, you can use the hashtag PMSSeatGeek Relay and try to predict how long it'll take these 4 men who'll be doing a relay-like style run.
Stop stretching.
What do you mean stop stretching?
What are you
More
talking
stretching.
about?
They're all sitting here to this fake stretching like they need to do
That's
that.
not fake stretching. That's real stretching.
I'd like to see some
Bone,
hot knees
Bone,
and butt
get
kicks
that
and
hammy,
stuff out
Bone.
here.
Boys,
He can't hear me.
Hey, boys, remember, you will have to leave from the launch zone. 2 feet only in the launch zone. Do not overstep. It'll be a 5-second penalty. If you trip outside, 5-second penalty. If you trip inside, 5-second penalty. If you hurt yourself, 5-second penalty. Do not hurt yourself. Is that clear?
Yes, a lot of yes sirs in case you guys couldn't hear them.
Yeah, they all agree. Do you all agree to do this? Yes, sir. Okay, all right, good. Now,
Your fault if you get hurt.
There's some chance real catastrophe happens with this pasture. Now, final guesses can be put in, and I assume right now we will cut them off at, let's wait till 1:44 for any of the final guesses. This is where we will be running from. We will be running from this green, across the court, down the hallway, outside the Thunderdome, where Connor and Ty will be reporting. Boys, how's it feel out there?
It's very fucking cold. Very cold.
There's no joke out here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's snowing, though. It's not snowing, right? No precipitation?
That is correct. Precipitation has ceased, and it doesn't look like we're going to have any more anytime soon.
Okay, I believe we also have a view from back where the post will be that they have to touch. That is a drone. If we can get the drone to be shooting back towards Thunderdome, I think that would certainly be the proper way to look at that. Don't we think?
You mean where the tree is, looking back
from the
through
tree,
the wooden post.
Yeah.
See them running to you.
Yeah, but I do like the fact that we have a drone out there to make sure that these guys ain't cheating. Got to touch the wooden post, boys.
I didn't know we had the capability to have a live feed to a drone.
Yeah, we have a live feed to a Zoom.
Wow. Look at us.
To a view outside. Let's not show that. And let's.
Boom!
Yeah, there we go. That's the view right there for the drone. They would be touching that wooden post, which is 146 and a half yards away from the green. All right, boys, get in your positions.
Here you go, boys.
Hey, good luck. Oh, we got a fire truck taking off right now.
And we appreciate the boys' service.
We might need that, actually.
Over there at the fire department. Mitt, you are actually in the launch zone. Talk, who will be going second, is on deck. Mitt, whenever your foot hits the wood, my clock will begin for the overall time. Tone will be doing the individual lap times for you guys to compete amongst yourselves. If you'd like to put hashtag PMS SeatGeek Relay and who you think will have the fastest lap, you'll win an autograph thing from the Thunderdome. Exact time for all four in the relay could potentially win you 2 tickets to the big college game on Monday. Mitt, are you ready? Mitt has been running 4 miles a day, 7-minute mile pace for this moment. Can he show up for the people? Will he have the fastest lap? It is on you, Mitt. Ready, set, and go. He's off to a quick start. Good
start.
Good heel drive. Boys, he's right past you. How's he look?
Move. You gotta move.
Oh, a good step down. Here comes the terrain.
Ty, you got to get out of the way. You're directly in front of the camera, I believe, as Mitt is running. He's almost
Is that how he runs?
The wooden post. Maybe the drone shot. Yes, here he comes. He's lost track of where the post is.
Look at that
He's missing the post. We might be at the wrong post, actually. The drone is at the wrong post. That is the greatest thing of all time. We assume
my God.
that Mitt, oh no, the right ankle might be bumped. He might be blown in the knee. What can FedEx do for you in the back?
He's dragging that left leg.
Oh no, there's a big up. Get up over the curb.
Well done.
Here he
What's
comes.
happening?
There must be 2 handshakes in the transition era. Mitt, not trip. Good work. Good work. That's a clean transaction. No 5-minute penalty.
No way. There's no way. That's not how he runs.
He's cold. He's screaming coming out here, gentlemen.
Oh, no. He almost just tripped, too,
This is
going
a
up
bit.
the first
It's got to be a bit.
Nope. This is how
Ty,
he
you
runs.
got to move, Ty.
It's got to be a bit. He does not run like that. There's no way, man.
6 miles every day. Con man, this is what he's prepared for.
Yeah, I don't know if he's prepared for this cold, Pat. His nipples could cut glass right now.
Look at
and
him.
It feels like he might start bleeding. He has now wavered from the direct path.
Massive thank you to the police that just honked at Talk. They probably think something's wrong. Nothing is wrong. A man is completing a Thunderdome dash. He's been prepared for this moment, Tone Diggs. This is what we hear those feet clapping on the treadmill for. This finish, this go home right here.
Because I've never got actual eyes on his form until now, other than on the treadmill. Yep, this guy is he's a distant guy.
Let's go work, Talk. Let's make sure we got it. And good work. Talk, that's incredible. And now Bill, formerly known as Big Motor, high school track star.
Oh, he's happy.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Grinning like the butcher.
Oh, no. Oh, no. A little bit of terrain.
He turned his ankle.
Pretty good. And I think that's only the first time that's going to happen.
moving.
He does appear to have a little bit of a left ankle lean. Touches the post, obviously. Good start with the left foot back. Bill, former track star, doing 3-a-days, preparing for this moment. Ty Schmidt, the knee drive, arm swing, insane out of Bill.
Yeah, I mean, Bill looks like an Olympic runner compared to these two other guys. I got to say it, I'm very impressed by Big Motor.
Wow. Here comes Bill, seemingly flawless, unless he hurt his ankle. Good striding, Bill. Now, can they get... Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if 2 feet were out before the anchor. Boom!
Bring him back.
Holiness! To the one.
Here,
Oh,
right here.
jeez.
Oh, my gosh.
D1
He's going the
athlete.
wrong one.
D3, sorry.
He said the path less traveled is a C, not A to B. Takes a looping effect at it. Maybe misses some of the terrain. Conman, your thoughts as Bone whisked by you.
I mean, top to bottom, this guy's thicker than a $2 steak. I cannot believe the movement he has, though, and the terrain not playing as big of a factor. These guys are battling out here.
Bone is finishing. Ty Schmidt, what is your message to Bone as the anchor of the relay here, starting to celebrate early?
Bone, get those jugs moving. Come on, I want to see him bouncing.
What's he talking about?
He's talking about his knees. Obviously, we need to see his knees bouncing. Here we go.
Come on, Bo.
Final steps of the hashtag PMS SeatGeek relay and 3:35. 3:35 for the boys. Incredible work. Incredible run from the beginning till the end. Boys, you should be incredibly proud of yourselves. Go ahead and take a bow as you try to catch your breath. The crowd says, thank you for your performance as the toxic table makes their way back into the Thunderdome. 3:35 now. We do have a replay on the exchange between Big Motor and Big Bone. Oh, we're going to have to watch that again. I do not know if Bone waited for all of Bill to be all out of the loading zone. There might be a 5-second penalty. Their finish was 3:35.81, very close to 3:36. Here's the replay. Do we think Bone was in when Bill was? Because maybe 1 foot and 1 foot each. We said only 2 feet allowed in there. Because I think maybe 1 foot of Bill was out. 1 foot of Bill was in. 1 foot of Bone was in. 1 foot of Bone was out. So technically 2.
Interesting.
I think it's good.
It looked clean from here.
Razor close. That's close.
Yeah, what do you think, Gage? What would you vote?
I think they're good. Honestly. I think they got it. I don't think they deserve a penalty there.
I don't think so either. So 3:35 will be the number. Boys, thanks for bearing the elements out there and
Great job.
broadcasting for us.
It was an honor. I mean, I cannot believe watching those guys come through the door. A lot of different vibes. But by the way, Mitt, silent, deadpan, nothing going on up here. Talk, though. Talk. He was ready for the call. Bill smiling big time. Bone, I think, as soon as he hit those doors, he realized I ran way too fast to get here. I'm not going to be able to finish, and it felt like we saw it at the end.
See, what I wash out of Bone there is a guy who's done football conditioning before. Did you not see that, AJ, there?
Oh, yeah. You can tell. Yeah.
I feel terrible, but I'm going to finish this. I have to finish this. And he even gave out a little fake energy while he's still out in the pasture.
He was confident, too, because right after he came out the double doors, he screamed, "I'm him," at the top of his lungs. He did.
No,
So-
actually.
So he was ready to go.
Oh, no.
Was that an him performance? 3:35, I think, is a good score from these guys.
Not bad at all. I'm surprised. I'm interested to see the splits, actually, because it felt like, surprisingly, all of them are very similar.
Okay, and the splits did not have the handshake. They had foot hitting wood.
Yes.
To getting back, touching hands. So there will be some differences there. Tone, if you would like to read through who had the slowest, which we think we know, and then who all the way up through who had the fast.
Who do you think had the slowest?
If Talk didn't, then I don't know.
It was Talk. Yeah, I was going to say Talk. Yeah.
Yeah, he looked the slowest.
I don't know. A lot of steps. I guess he's not really going anywhere.
Right. And he swayed because of those
Talk,
feet right there.
That blew my mind.
So I
Talk is like a little bit of a DJ. Like
his arms, too.
Like
His
an
arms were
alligator.
crazy.
He's like chopping wood, like they're coming in at the side there. But I like that he finished, head up, chest out. he finished strong. So Talk had the slowest. I think that should be something that Bone should hang his hat on. Here's Talk during his takeoff, which really got the boys buzzing. Good, clear 2 handshakes out of Mitten Talk, which obviously all of it. And he was gone.
Yeah.
Forward lean on him. It wasn't his start, I don't think, because his start might have been the best out of everybody. It might have been.
Oh my gosh, he was close to going down.
1 second faster than Talk was Bone.
Okay, Bone, way to go, Bone.
Here we go.
He's 25 years old.
That's right.
He's former D3 national champion. Way to go, Bone.
3 seconds faster than Bone, who was a bit stiffer up top than I thought he might be, was Mitt.
Wow. And, you know, he does have a little bit more muscle. 6 foot 190, obviously.
Mitt looks good. Mitt looks jacked.
Yeah, and he's doing a lot of running. I think that's kind of a race against himself in every time he steps on that treadmill, which I respect and appreciate.
And then 10 seconds faster than Mitt. The fastest by far. The form, the drive, everything was our sprint star, Bailey McComas.
I mean, Big Motor was gliding now.
He was.
You know, I got this blue heeler dog, okay, we saved from the Humane Society. This thing glides in the pasture. Looks like a horse how it runs. Doesn't even make sound. That was Bill.
Yeah.
People are calling him Big Motor. He's more like a horse the way he Dahn. I don't know if he got 2 feet in the launch.
Yeah, you might have to run that back.
Hold on. Uh-oh. Bill might have turned the corner there because he's too good of a track star. Might have taken less steps, but that was a part of the rules is 2 feet must get into the launch zone.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I got
And
that
a
little
Sunday
toe.
guy. I'd say if he
God,
needs
he mastered it.
like a sprinter. If he needs to do it again, the doors are still wide open. So
Yeah, we do appreciate everybody that was a part of setting that up. Zito production all the way through. The drone on the wrong post for the first one, the greatest.
Yeah, awesome.
That is how it should work. We will assume that Mitt touched.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
I think you might have taken a bite out of it, actually. Gnawed on
Mitt
it.
says, "Oh, dude."
Okay, so that's all you need.
A couple news stories before we get out of here that need to be mentioned. Monday, we'll be live from Hard Rock Stadium. We can't wait to get down there to celebrate the big college game. We'll be making our picks for all of the games happening this weekend on the other side digitally. But there's a story that you need to hear before you get to that national. Big Motor, incredible work out of you.
Hey, baby Bill.
Boy, Bill.
All right, Bill.
Coach Signetti is an actual robot, an actual machine. What did we learn about him in the last 24 hours?
He eats a Chipotle burrito bowl every single day. He's had about 500 of them. It started initially when he first got there. He walked up to his assistant's desk, said, "Hey, you hungry?" His assistant started talking. Boom, cut him off right away. "Great, here's my card. Go to Chipotle." Every single day, I want white rice, black beans, chicken. Don't skimp on a protein. Make sure there's enough protein in there, and then a side of guac. Every single day. It just takes away one of my choices. You know, Steve Jobs, why you think he wore the turtleneck every single day? That's one less thing he has to worry about, okay? I don't want to be worried about, am I going to get Chinese? Am I going to get McDonald's? Am I going to get Burger King?
All good.
Yeah, all great options, obviously. I want Chipotle. I don't want to think about it. All I want is that bowl in front of me so I can sit down, watch film, and prepare for the next game.
He's an actual football robot.
Yeah.
Cristobal earlier, we just want to play ball, man. We don't care about anything. Signetti eating the same thing every day at the same exact time. My life is as it is. We asked Coach Sig for a couple different times to be able to talk to him, and love you, but can we please?
Yeah.
Can we please?
Sorry.
There's a big college game coming up on Monday. Can we please have a little? It's like, all right, yeah, you got it. I understand. I love how locked in they are. I love how great football is, and we got a great weekend ahead of us, AJ.
It's going to be the best. I mean, this is, like I said, the football season's coming to a close, but it's going to end unbelievable fashion. I can't wait, man.
The grand finale has begun. You know, when you go to a fireworks show, it's divisional round. 4 games, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. Boom, da bang, da boom, da pow. One of those big ones. And then you got championship. Then you got the Super Bowl. We're in a great time to be alive. We hope you have the greatest weekend of all time. We'll see you on Monday. Goodbye. Kind of bars.
Yeah.
On that note, let's pick this weekend's games, AJ, shall we?
All right. Yeah. I mean, that run was amazing. I was not prepared for Mitt and Talk there. I was not.
The running forms.
More just Talk, the takeoff, and then everything after that for Talk.
Talk was committed.
Yeah.
Talk was prepared.
I give them all credit.
They all ran hard.
You know the interesting thing about Talk, because he is a treadmill runner, you don't move.
Right.
So he just has to go up on the treadmill, just up.
Right here.
Yeah, so he's doing a lot of just sidestepping as opposed to gaining ground.
Sure.
You know, like some people.
He almost fell.
A couple times, yeah.
Wait till he comes back. I mean,
He started to get gassed right there. You can see him. He's like, oh, no.
Oh, I'm not used to running on terrain. So some people stride out on treadmills, like running forward. He, I guess, does just kind of levitate above it.
Consistent.
He's kind of like lets
Yep.
it skip underneath him. That's why he's not gaining as much ground in the real world. You put him on a treadmill, it sounds like that fucker's going Usain Bolt.
Exactly. I mean, feet to pavement, hard. So I figured he was just going to, that was going to be second nature. Turns out it wasn't.
Slow set. He's long term though. 293-yard dash. That's not Talk's game.
No, yeah, triple that in Talk's winning.
I think Bill still got him there.
Maybe we have a 5K next time.
Bill showed no
They raced him
evidence
5K.
of stopping.
Yeah, Bill's 3-a-days right now, dude.
Oh, Bill wanted to keep running. Bill would have done 50 laps.
Bill was pretty jacked up that he was provided the opportunity to showcase that this fucker can run.
Yeah.
And he certainly can.
Nice.
He said I've been wide open a couple times over the last few weeks.
He did say that.
Good to feel alive again. Big motor. Big motor's been alive. I didn't know what to expect. He is out there, wide open.
He took advantage of his opportunity. I mean, Bill looked great there. I believe him. I know Big Motor's got plenty of records still in high school.
This morning we were setting everything up, and Bill was just gliding from one position to the other. I asked him for something. He goes, "Oh, it's in the locker room." Glides over there as like a warm-up run.
Yep.
Then he comes out. "Oh, you need something?" Glides across the thing, go to his seat over here. It's like, oh, Bill is pretty primed to go ahead and glide. He's got a good little bop to him.
He does.
He's got a good little bop. The shoes, too, I think were perfect for the environment.
Yeah. And he did. He had a Caleb Williams moment out there against the Packers on, he turned that ankle going up that hill almost all the way. I thought he was going down in just a heap. He didn't. He ate it. He kept going, and, blew the doors off everybody else.
He did. Not even close.
Congrats, Bill.
Hell yeah, Bill.
Go work, Zeke. Go work, Zeke. A lot of wires getting run for that.
Yeah.
We like that. Long wires.
I love it.
Long wires.
It's amazing how long they can make these wires.
Longer the better.
Hey, these wires are long.
Really? The drone shot, the live drone shot, I didn't even know that was a possibility.
Yeah, drone, I believe drone goes back to a device, like let's say a computer. You have your computer because you have an app open that the drone is going to. Then you could put computer on Zoom call, right? So then that feed is literally just the Zoom. For everybody else, you could do this. If you've already figured it out, you figured it out. But that feed is going live to somewhere. You just got to make that the feed for the Zoom, basically. Now all of a sudden you got
Nice.
live feed. Shout out to the cops coming by, the firefighters.
It's awesome.
The boys sprinting through the double bulletproof doors. It's good news. There's another one that comes down right in front of this court here. That should have been maybe a mover like miniature golf.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Time it up.
Bone runs
Should
right
have
through
to.
it like
Yeah.
the Kool-Aid man.
Like,
Hole in the wall.
yeah, hole in the wall. Yeah, that would have been great.
Good show.
Great show. I think we got enough space to build one of them.
Definitely.
All right, let's get to the picks for the weekend. Thank you for your
Did anyone ever win that show? Sorry.
Yeah, we did as the viewer, which is why
you're right.
Which is why we like that show. Okay, let's go. What's that? Somebody's puking?
Sounds like someone's puking right now.
Get some eyes on the think tank,
please.
Bone had
Eyes.
a ton of chicken Alfredo right before we
Is
started.
Bone
Oh my
puking right now?
gosh. Dwight Schrute?
Zito, thumbs up that Bone is puking right now.
Jesus.
Wait, eyes on Bone?
I mean, come on.
I know it's cold, but there's toilets too. We all sit right there.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That
Oh,
trash,
I can hear it.
that
You
trash
can
should
hear
be
it.
taken out by somebody other than Bone, I assume.
Yeah, him
bingo.
puking into the toilet would be better than him dumping in there, too. We had to make him change toilet to so
Hey,
bad.
Bone, thank you for pushing yourself to vomiting, man. Without a strength coach, that's a good mental toughness thing to be able to put yourself that hard.
So you need an ambulance?
But also decisions. If we're eating chicken Alfredo before this,
Well, he wanted to carb up. he
Yeah,
said.
supposed to
dude,
carb up,
carbo
Age. If
load.
you never played a sport,
Yesterday, he was drinking bottles of water like they were Mountain Dew for him. And then last night, we think he carved up. He brought in these delicious cookies
Yeah,
today,
which he also had about 10 of.
which I don't know how you don't. These cookies that showed up in here from his household,
oh, they made them?
incredible job. Incredible job.
Yeah.
Unbelievable work. Not safe to be in here,
No.
to be honest. Brownie cookie with chocolate syrup drizzled, cooked in between mixture.
Sea salt on top.
To open up the taste buds a little bit,
Yep.
which is why
Sure.
it was So Bone's got no chance, really. If that's going to be around, I don't know how you don't eat him. Morning of his big Thunderdome dash, I hope you stayed away from him.
Yeah.
I hope he did.
And if you remember when Gunther attacked you at WWE Monday Night Raw and we hopped the barricade, I mean, there was some physicality in there, and Bone was so juiced up after. He puked after that one as well.
did. Yeah.
Oh, so he's like Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if he moves, he pukes.
That could defer people from moving.
Yeah, exactly. Which I understand.
no. He's in a
Hearing
tough
it,
spot.
even hearing the throw up sound, boy, it's getting my stomach grumbling.
Okay, so that's something I do know that happens with some people. That sucks that happens.
It's the worst. I try to avoid it. I hate throwing up.
Yeah, it's not a fun thing at all. Especially when you don't have anything in there, which normally, and he has stuff in there, we assume.
Always.
Yeah, I don't think we have to assume. yeah. I mean, what did
Bone
he do?
never has to worry about dry heaving. Let's just say that.
What was he taking down again? A triple meat sandwich from Subway.
Yeah,
Delicious,
exactly.
I get it, but
Just a
we
little
know
snack.
he's full.
Yeah. So when I would work out, when I would run to a point where I would puke, it would be because of soccer or whatever, you know? That thing was always yellow.
Yep. Just straight bile.
Yeah, because there's nothing in there because I was scared to death that I was inevitably going to puke.
Makes sense.
I like that he didn't think the Thunderdome dash was maybe going to get him. Rolled the dice. He went for it, paid for it, and that's why we respect him.
Yeah.
That's right.
And guess what? Just puked. Whole new lunch coming in. I mean, that whole thing's out. Got to reload, brother. Get those bullets back in the chamber.
We got two guys in a truck down there right now moving things out.
Yep.
We need stuff to be moved in. Stat. We appreciate you, Bone, and Talk, and Mitt.
It also could have been that icky mayo and lettuce he had on that sandwich, too. He might not have.
Yeah, first time.
I gave him a full mental toughness conversation here. The wrong sandwich from Subway came, and it had mayonnaise on it and lettuce. You know, we didn't. Hey,
This isn't just triple ham. What the hell?
I can't do it. That's my first time having lettuce. That's what he said earlier today with a straight face. Connor was in the middle of telling a very good story. D-Bone comes in with an icky face.
Yeah.
You know, like that, dressed like that. And he goes, no, it's my first time having lettuce, let alone mayo. And just everybody stops and goes, you're the most absurd human to ever exist. How are you an adult? How are you an adult? His food thing's very interesting. You can't just be looking at mayonnaise and always puking, though. Like, I think that is, we got to get through that.
Also, like, lettuce is bad. You know, lettuce is a very easy thing to eat. Bone should consider maybe mixing in a salad every once in a while.
or just a piece.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you can have just a piece of lettuce, okay? It's not going to kill you. And he says, like, the conviction that he has is what really gets me.
Yeah, like he's right. We're all wrong.
Bingo.
Yeah, and when we're like, you got to expand your horizons, he's like, I can't.
This is how I live. What, you want me to be happy? Okay. Well,
But he's incredibly athletic. He's very athletic. He has.
I've seen it.
He can run. We've seen it. And I think Bone has it in him to be a specimen.
Yeah.
We'll see that after today, I think. I think he impressed himself.
Fun fact, I don't know if the viewers have heard. Did you know who his father is? Ty?
WWE superstar The Big Show.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I was not aware.
I did not know.
Yeah.
Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, WWE.
Paul
superstar
White.
of the-
Yeah. The Big Show.
Yeah.
Bone's dad.
I mean, that would make sense because Bone, if he
Yeah.
was to deliver,
Exactly.
it would be good. The Big Show, though, he ain't puking after 293 yards.
No, certainly not.
The Big Show was
There he
like
is.
base jumping up onto the top rope at one point of his life as he's a 7-footer, gigantic human being. And I guess we could just assume that's what Bone was doing, too, a couple years back when he was D3 national champion.
Exactly.
Let's get him back to those days. I think today could potentially lead to that. Good for you, Bone. And good for you, Big Show, world's largest athlete.
That's right.
All right, let's make some picks, shall we? Tomorrow, it all kicks off at 4:30. God, that's a lot of day. That's a lot of day. Which is why Super Wildcard Weekend
That's what it is.
maybe has a little bit of an edge as opposed to Super Divisional Round Weekend as we're in Super Bowl season right now. 4:30 p.m. kickoff on CBS, Bills and Broncos. Broncos favored by 1.5. Last week, I think we both took the Jaguars, or did you take the Bills? I don't recall.
I think I took the Bills.
Okay, so you understood the assignment whenever it was Josh Allen in the playoffs against anybody. Are you going to do that again here against the Broncos, or who do you like? How do you like it?
Yeah, Broncos coming off that bye. I'll be curious to see how they start out, but I am sticking with my Buffalo Bills right here. And Josh Allen, I think he finds a way to get it done. I think it's going to be tough early, no question. It's going to be loud, but the Bills get it done.
It's hard not to fall into what have you done for me lately with this. Very hard not to. And then just last week, I liked the Jags against the Bills, and then immediately upon watching Josh Allen on a football field, you go, whoa. Fucking idiot. Why would I do that? Why would I ever think that?
Yeah.
Am I going to do the same thing against this Broncos? Give me the Bills. I'll take the Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Is that Oliver playing? Do we know?
I don't
I'm not sure if he got activated yet, but remember what Shefty said, they have until a certain time.
Saturday at 4:30. No,
today.
Today,
because it has to be 24 hours. All right, so we're both on the Bills.
Yep.
What if they're loud during the huddle, though? Over there in Denver.
So then Bills got to go score early, take the crowd out of it.
Ed was officially questionable after practice yesterday.
Yeah, but Sam Darnold was questionable. And he said
Better than doubtful.
Is it?
Questionable is better than doubtful, I think.
Yeah, it is.
So probable, questionable, doubtful,
Probable,
out.
probable is the best.
Questionable is above doubtful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. That's interesting. Because doubt is heavier than questioning something.
Right.
Because questioning, you still have optimism.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Doubting is complete negative.
Yep. No chance.
Got it. So once it gets to the D,
Good luck.
we're dying it. Hopes are thin.
Very.
Questionable was still 50-50 maybe.
Yeah.
We're still wondering what it is.
Yeah. The probable, hey, this guy's going to play.
Saturday night, San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 7 at home. 73% of the public bets on the Niners. George Kittle, obviously, first game, he will be missing because of Achilles tear. Fred Warner has been bouncing around, but nobody's really said he's going to be playing in this particular game. They would have to find out tonight. Go ahead, Tom.
I believe he's officially out.
Yeah.
Okay, Fred Warner officially out. Sam Darnold, oblique, he said 100% in. AJ, who do you like? How do you like it?
Well, 7 points, obviously, for a division game is a lot of points. So I love Seattle and what they're doing. I love Sam Darnold. The oblique does worry me a little bit, but give me San Fran +7 here on the road. I think Seattle definitely can still win, but I think 7 is a lot.
Oh, you're saying, hey, let's go ahead and give a little twofer. I'll follow your lead on that one. We're both the same on Saturday. Let's go to Sunday. Houston Texans, New England Patriots. Patriots favored by 3 at home. I think we're going to pick the same maybe the whole way through, and maybe this is our first perfect weekend, AJ.
Yeah, it's possible. I assume you're going. You'll go on my side with this one. I don't know. Now. Houston Texans, their defense scares the hell out of me, obviously, for the Patriots offense and them getting after Drake May. But I like Drake May at home, -3. I think they find a way. I think this Patriots defense steps up and probably gets a couple turnovers off this Houston Texans offense.
Here's a Hembo stat that you'll like. Will Drake May use his escape hatch? May has 29 first downs on scrambles. Texans allow 9.2 yards per scramble.
Wow.
Now, obviously, we assume there will be a spy on Drake May, D'Amico Ryans. You guys give up. You guys obviously take advantage. You think the Texans are going to give up a bunch to Drake May on the ground, which is obviously always the X factor with Drake May?
I could see it. I mean, we'll see. They lead the league in man coverage or something along those lines. Top 5 teams, they love to run man. I think you could see Drake May taking a couple shots deep. I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe get a deep ball touchdown. All the conversations about, running the ball and holding on to it and, can they move the ball against the Texans? But, I mean, this is the number 1 offense in the AFC. It's one of the best offenses in the entire NFL. I'm most excited for this game as a Patriots fan, but also just from the outside looking in, top defense, top offense. Those are the matchups you love.
When you look at the rushing over-unders for the Patriots, it's actually interesting. Ramondre Stevenson's at 39.5, his over-under. Travion Henderson, 35.5. Those are their running backs. And then Drake May is also 35.5. So they think he potentially will have as many rushing yards as the running backs.
He was the leading rusher for New England last week against the Chargers. I believe he had 65 yards on the ground. We all saw the long run, but yeah, you could definitely make the case that Drake May, hey, this is it. You want to win the MVP? This you want to do in regular season award? We get it, but this would be his signature moment. Going out there, putting it down on the Texans.
I'm trying to figure out whether or not my brain's just going to give me a vision. The only thing that keeps popping up is Drake May stepping up into the pocket.
Yeah.
That's his natural instinct, which is a good thing.
Great.
Not a bad thing. But that Texans defense, they swarm. Like, that is actually what they do. Texans, if they don't have the back-to-back defensive touchdowns, is it that big of an ass beating against Pittsburgh Steelers team that none of us think were really that good whenever push came to shove, right?
No. And do you think if the Texans turn the ball over 3 times against New England, is New England not going to score any points off those turnovers, kind of like the Steelers did? Or maybe they got a field goal off one of them, but same deal.
They went 3 on they got actually it was 3 plays minus 2 yards.
They're all really good. All these teams are really good. It can all win the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Here's the weather in Foxborough for Sunday, January 18th, 3 p.m. Feels like 29 degrees, 5 mile an hour, 29, 29, 24, 5 mile an hour, 5 mile an hour, gusts up to 10. That's not bad at all. That's a perfect day up in Foxborough, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd expect
not too gusty. Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
I'd expect everybody to play their best ball, their perfect ball.
Yeah, big time. And I believe Nico Collins, yesterday he didn't practice either. And a lot of people were kind of forecasting that he might be out.
Did Jage end up doing a video or no?
No, he said not this week.
Patriots. All right. LA Rams taking on the Chicago Bears. Matthew Stafford in cold weather, under 30 degrees, has the same amount of games as Caleb Williams in the NFL, under 30 degrees. Both of them have 4 games under that temperature, and they are 2-2. Caleb Williams has colder games in the NFL than Matthew Stafford has in his entire career in the NFL. And Matthew Stafford was in the NFC North for 100 years. I don't know how that works out, but both teams seemingly prepared. Tone, you have a discretion with the line, it appears.
Yeah, it has recently moved to 4.5. The Rams minus 4.5, even though 60% of the bets are on the Chicago Bears. So that's what they call in the gambling world reverse line movement, which tends to favor the team, the Rams in this scenario.
Okay, Age, are you going to go with the reverse line movement with the books, or are you going to take the Bears at home really cold football?
I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams. Do I get 3.5 or do I have to go 4.5?
4.5.
Okay, I'll take them at minus 4.5 on the road. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for this Bears team and how they play, but man, I just love what Matthew Stafford and Puka and this Rams offense can do, and it's not even mentioning how awesome their defense is. So give me the Rams.
I love the Rams as well. Plus 4.5 at home. Going to be freezing cold. I'll take the Bears. I'll take the Bears plus 4.5. That doesn't mean they're going to win, I don't think. I think the Rams pull out a close one. Maybe Matthew Stafford does some more MVP bullshit at the end. But maybe Caleb does as well.
Mm-hmm.
We need Caleb to play 4 quarters of football. Actually, 3 quarters. Just 2 quarters.
Unless the Bears are down 30 in the fourth quarter, you can't roll them out.
Getting 4.5 at home, divisional round. Could be heartbreak at the end for the Bears for sure, but I think it's going to be a close game. 4.5 is a lot of points. The books think the Rams going to go ahead and win in Chicago. Maybe the Bears are a team of destiny.
It could be.
How many minutes have they led all season?
Not very many. I couldn't find the entire season, but in the just specifically the 3 games they played against the Packers, they went 2-1, obviously, and I believe they ran 2 offensive plays while they had the lead for that entire series this year.
The cardiac Care Bears up there in Chicago, who might be coming to Indiana.
Could be.
Have you seen this and heard this chatter, AJ?
Yeah, is it all like negotiating through the media, or what are we doing here? Like, is that actually really going to happen?
I assume that the Chicago Bears are very happy that Indiana is letting out what their offers are for the Chicago Bears to come to Chicagoland up there in northwestern Indiana. Governor Braun, open for business, always has been, is a businessman, saying, hey, yeah, we'll front all the money. You guys will pay us back while you're paying us back, no taxes. Then you'll get it up afterwards. Feels like a great setup for the Chicago Bears to build what they want. And, the money up front that you don't have to use is a huge deal to run your business.
Yeah.
And then getting to pay it back without having to pay tax, that saves tens, hundreds of millions. I mean, it's an incredible offer that is being presented by Indiana. And it's like, hey, we're actually closer than where you were thinking about going to dead center Chicago. You guys can own everything. Chicagoland.
Yeah.
Come through Chicagoland.
It's cool.
Come on through. We got a Peru, Indiana. There's a Brazil, Indiana. We got a Chicagoland, Indiana. All of a sudden is what the Governor Braun's pitching. It's close. It's there. You own it. Hotels, casinos, Do whatever you need. Hell, you can even have a hunting thing set up over here if you want. A couple stores, a little mini mart, maybe Casey's gas station pizza around here.
Oh, they should.
There's a nice,
You want some hot dogs? You want some of your pizza? A little lasagna bread? What you guys make? Like, go ahead and let's everything you want here. Chicagoland.
Build it up.
Get a Dicka's.
Yeah.
Get a Dicka's Sports
Yeah,
thing here.
Steak guys.
Chicagoland.
Portillo's.
That's what Indiana's Governor Braun is saying. I don't mind it.
It would be tough to turn all that down. If you were the owner of a team, it'd be tough not to at least entertain their offer and hear what they have to say.
At least let that get out public so then people in their state can say,
Yep.
hey, we'll give you
we
something.
can't let that happen.
Can we do something? Which, tax-funded things are always going to have drawback from the taxpayers too as well. What the Illinois taxpayers say versus what the Indiana taxpayers are saying, because I'm an Indiana taxpayer. Connor's an Indiana taxpayer.
Yes, sir.
Ty Schmidt's an Indiana taxpayer.
That's right.
Tone's an Indiana taxpayer.
most years.
Do you guys want Chicagoland or no?
Yeah.
Would you mind if your money was spent on Chicagoland instead of maybe the potholes outside?
Yes, I would mind.
Yeah.
The potholes aren't getting fixed though, so
That's a
I'd
good
rather
point.
my money go to ball.
going to ball is pretty good.
Yeah.
Potholes aren't getting fixed.
Yeah, I know, but the potholes need to get fixed.
Agreed, but I don't think they ever will. But I do like whenever they go like, would you rather have potholes fixed and police paid?
You're right. That is
everything
kind of
like
always
that?
the.
Or would you rather have a football stadium?
Or you want to have some fun.
Okay. Oh, a football team from another city, another state? Okay. That's always the argument. Governor Braun's like, don't listen to any of that.
Yeah.
Chicagoland.
I know my local was going to go to where I live. My state, they could go to football.
That's the thing, though. I can't stomach another terrible football team taking my tax money for no championship.
They're in the divisional round.
Oh, yeah. Can we pick which team our money goes to? Because I want mine to go to the Bears, not the Colts.
I'll send mine to the Colts.
Thank you.
Mine's been going to the Colts. I'm about sick of it.
I don't think you just turn it off. You're going to have to send it to somewhere. That's kind of a part of it.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Sunday's game, I guess, then becomes a tax game.
Actually, mine should go to the Freight, Fisher's Freight.
They need it. Especially, we're going to try to force them to have to let Bone try out for
I don't
the
think
team.
he should try out.
The guy's going to puke all over the entire building.
They all do, if I had to guess.
Let's go ball.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, we got a lot of it this weekend. We appreciate the hell out of you, AJ. Good week this week. We'll see you down in Miami.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait. It's going to be awesome. And also, Bone should try out for one of these XFL teams. They're signing guys right now.
That's true.
I'm seeing helmet displays going out. I think those guys can run. I think there is a little bit of a difference. And Bone can work to get there. Remember, he's 25.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Boys behind the glass, great work. Graphic design boys, great work. Zito Productions, good work. Tim McAfee, great work this week. Mitt, good work. Boys on stage, you guys absolutely crushed it.
You too, brother.
You too, dude.
AJ, really good work from in front of that bookshelf.
Thank you. You too.
And everybody that, allows us to do this for a living by paying attention to us, speak about this stuff every single day, you're the greatest on earth. Let's have an incredible weekend. Let's have the best weekend of our lives. Why? Because it's the next weekend, because it's the next day. We have no idea how many of these we're going to have, but what we do know, divisional round weekend's about to deliver, and then big college game Monday.
Oh.
This is it. This is the time to be alive. We appreciate you all so much. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We're in this thing together. Team on me, team on three. 1, 2, 3, team.
Team.
Goodbye.